Commissioner Roger Goodell, he alleges Bidwell pressured he and then coach Steve Wilkes to use a burner phone to secretly remain in communication with GM Steve Keim, who was serving a 5-game team-imposed suspension after being arrested for extreme DUI. The Cardinals deny the allegations. Iowa star Caitlin Clark won the 2023 Wooden Award given to the nation's most outstanding college basketball player. Among the topics she was asked about during today's appearance on SportsCenter, the gestures of LSU's Angel Reese and trash talking during the women's national title game. Any criticism of Reese is unwarranted, according to Clark.
We're all competitive. We all show our emotions in a different way. Angel's tremendous player. I have nothing but respect for her. I love her game. The way she rebounds the ball, scores the ball, is absolutely incredible. I'm a big fan of her and even the entire LSU team. Like I said, they played an amazing game. So, I don't think there should be any criticism for what she did.
Braves ace Max Fried on the injured list with a strained hamstring.
When you're trying to hire and fill open jobs, the searching, screening, and interviewing can become its own job. You need Indeed, their powerful hiring platform that makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. College basketball season came to a close on Monday night. UConn is the men's national champion, which means our bracket challenge has come to a close as well. We'll announce our winners here in about 45 minutes from right now. Hope you're having an awesome day. Matt House, also LSU football is back on the practice field. Matt House met with reporters after practice. We'll let you hear from the LSU DC in about 15 minutes. There was this overlay of negativity after LSU, the LSU women's basketball team won the national championship, in part because of a contrived controversy because of what Angel Reese did at the end of the game in the closing minutes, the you can't see me gesture, the pointing at the ring, all the things that we have seen a bajillion times by now, and we've heard a lot of the criticism from parts unknown. And it was only part of the controversy because then last evening there was even more because the First Lady, Jill Biden, was at an event in Colorado where she said, and I quote, "I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So we hope LSU will come. But, I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too because they played such a good game." That set off a whole nother firestorm, and all of this, LSU, the women's team, they win the program's first national championship and all this great stuff that transpired. But there was this weird undertone of negativity because of the controversy around Angel Reese, the negative comments from guys like Dave Portnoy and Keith Olbermann, and then people like Shaq lashing out, and it just this whole awful negativity that surrounded it, and the White House thing. It was just a mess in the last 24 hours. Well, thankfully, a lot of that, most of that now has in fact subsided. Let's start with the White House. The First Lady's press secretary, Vanessa Valdivia, took to Twitter and clarified, saying Jill Biden, quote, admires how far women have advanced in sports since the passing of Title IX, and that her comments in Colorado were intended to applaud the historic game and all women athletes. She looks forward to celebrating the LSU Tigers on their championship win at the White House. One of the reasons that I hate politics so much, and one of the reasons I pay no attention whatsoever to politics, is because of that. we all heard the First Lady's comments. She intended to invite Iowa, and she stepped in it because everyone was like, that's a terrible idea. Champions go to the White House, not the team that lost. You could point out any example in history of any championship team and say how awkward would it be if they also invited the team that lost. It was a terrible idea. I don't think that it was done with any malice or any disrespect intended, but it was just a stupid thing to say. And she stepped in it, and she had to backtrack, or her press secretary backtracked and tried to paint it as, well, she was trying to honor all women and how far. No. She was trying to invite Iowa, and it was stupid, and everyone called her on how stupid it was. So it's evidence of why you should just stay in your lane. But anyway, all's well that ends well. LSU is going to be or has been invited to the White House. The president invited them. Kim Mulkey said they plan to attend. And I'll say this again because we've had the opportunity to say this now across several different sports as LSU teams have gone to the White House. And I know that under the previous administration it became controversial. I don't care about politics. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care who you voted for. If you're an R, a D, a red, or a blue, I don't care. What I do think is very cool is the opportunity for any person to go to the White House and have a all access, private tour, to go into rooms that even when you're on the tour of the White House, you don't get to see, if it's the Oval Office or whatever. I mean, hell, the LSU football team did get the GAT in the Blue Room. I mean, it was awesome. Like, go have that experience. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing to be able to go to the White House and get to explore a symbol of our nation's freedom and democracy. And go. It's not about who the president is. It's about getting to go to the White House. It's less about the person in the chair, regardless if it's a red or a blue, an R or a D, if it's a Trump or a Biden. It doesn't matter. It's about respecting the office of the presidency in our country, and that's awesome. So please, yes, go and enjoy and have a great time and make a memory, and that'll last you forever, and you'll tell your kids and your grandkids about it, and that's awesome. Go do it. That's one. Two is Caitlin Clark, who's been named the Wooden National Player of the Year, was on SportsCenter, and she was asked about the what everybody's talked about, which is the air quotes, controversy surrounding Angel Reese. And by the way, it's worked out really well for Angel Reese. Angel Reese, before the national championship game, had roughly 400,000 Instagram followers. I'm going to look this up right now because when I looked last night, I know she had cleared 1 million, but I'm going to see if I can find out the exact number right now. Angel Reese, at this very moment, at 3:08 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday, April the 4th, is now at 1.1 million followers. Angel Reese has almost tripled her number of Instagram followers in roughly 36 hours. So go get it, girl. Salute. I mean, you got Mattel talking about doing a Bayou Barbie doll. Yeah, it's going to work out just fine for Angel Reese. Anyway, here was Caitlin Clark on the criticism that has been levied against Angel Reese.
Yeah, I don't think Angel should be criticized at all. No matter which way it goes, she should never be criticized for what she did. I'm just one that competes, and she competed. So I think everybody knew there was going to be a little trash talk in the entire tournament. It's not just me and Angel. So, I don't think she should be criticized. Like I said, LSU deserves it. They played so well. And like I said, I'm a big fan of hers.
Well said, Caitlin Clark. To reiterate, my problem was never with Caitlin Clark. Great player. Terrific college basketball player, and carries herself well. I have no problem with her any of the trash talk as well. I think it's great. The problem that I and many people had was the criticism of Angel Reese, which was coming from outside places. So good on Caitlin Clark. I think she handled that perfectly. The other thing, too, that Caitlin Clark very emphatically said, and I think she's probably won a lot of fans here because she's carried herself brilliantly with all of this. She was asked about the White House.
I don't know. I don't think runner-ups usually go to the White House. I think LSU should, enjoy that moment for them. And congratulations. Obviously, they deserve to go there. Maybe I could go to the White House on different terms, though. But, I think, that's for LSU. So, that's a pretty cool moment, and they should enjoy every single, second of being a champion. So, I think that's theirs to do.
Well said. Perfectly said. Can we stop this forever? Can we no longer have conversations about Iowa going to the White House or Angel Reese being classless? Or if the person she was directing the gesture at has no problem with it, then why should anybody else? If you do, that's a you problem. And I don't think I'm speaking to really anyone in this audience because most of you all agree that hey, you have no problem whatsoever with Angel Reese did. She's a fantastic player. She's represented herself and LSU exceptionally well during this entire postseason run and during the entire season, and most all of us are glad that she is a Tiger and representing LSU and Baton Rouge and all of that sort of stuff. So, awesome. Well said, Caitlin Clark. Let's move on and let's have a party. If, by the way, did you see this? I love this so much. The LSU women's basketball Twitter account did a Bayou Barbie edit. Paulie, can you pull this up? There it is right there. I love it so much. What do we think? What do we think of the Bayou Barbie edit? I think they nailed it. Really well done, Muse.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think it's perfect.
It's even got like the what would that textured background like that you would see like the backdrop of a Barbie on the commercial. It's Angel Reese in her LSU uniform. She's holding up the L. She's got a basketball on her shoulder. They use the Barbie font to put Bayou Barbie. I mean, LSU has done a lot of the heavy lifting here already for Mattel. Like, hey, here you go. Here you go. We already got the concept for you. We got the graphic and everything done.
I hope it goes through. Like, God, dude. You know why? Because, like, that's, I think, the part where everybody's like, that's the really cool part of NIL, right? That's not the dirty side, use it for recruiting inducements or whatever. Like, she has a chance to have her own Barbie doll.
It's the Coldest Crawford doing a
yes,
an
like
AC.
that's the cool part that everyone should love about that. Where that hurts no one. And a few years ago, you couldn't do it because the NCAA stinks.
What are other good? Cade York.
The Velveeta.
That
was great.
You know what?
I feel so bad for Chase and Hines. He missed out, man, with the Hines 57 thing.
No, that he didn't miss out.
They missed out, but
Hines missed out. Like, shame on you, whoever's in charge of Hines 57 marketing, to not see that wide open opportunity.
Yeah.
The man who was literally wearing Hines 57 on his uniform, and you missed that opportunity. For the relative peanuts that you could have done that deal and had the immense payoff because everyone would have grabbed that and run with it. Like the Coldest Crawford thing.
Yeah, that was so good.
I want to go look up the Coldest Crawford, please, and see if he has open DMs or if he has like a or maybe this might be a question for Jonathan Pixley over at Matchpoint. I want to know how much the Coldest Crawford got paid to do that ad.
To do the air conditioning spot that he did?
Because I don't know if the Coldest would say it. Maybe he would. But I would love to know what he got paid to do it. Because the video itself, how many... Okay, I don't want to do this live on air. It was... here it is. The Coldest Crawford video got 6.1 million views. I don't know if this is the original one, but this is one from Nebraska they did. Got 6.1 million views. I would love to know what they paid him for that, because that has to be the greatest ROI ever. A local AC company getting that much exposure. And now we've come full circle. I don't even know how we got here, but we started talking about Bayou Barbie, and now we're talking about the AC companies in Nebraska. Because who really needs an AC company in Nebraska anyway?
They did a cool ad with an athlete, though, and we all took notice.
It snows there 10 months out of the year.
Yeah.
All right, it's after further review. Matt House met with the media today, talking about LSU defense as they move through spring. We will get to that and let you hear from LSU's defensive coordinator when we return here on AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Of course, you've probably seen on their social media that they are giving away some signed basketballs, one by the entire women's basketball team, one by Kim Mulkey, Angel Reese, Alexis Morris. You can check all that out on their social media. One of the things we've talked about with the Gord father here, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys provided the first women's basketball NIL deal. It was Alexis Morris back in December of 2021. And she was actually their first NIL deal. They did even before they did the deal with Kayshawn that was very publicized when they did it. So Gordon has been a great supporter. Did Angel Reese's very first NIL deal as well. Proud partner with Kim Mulkey. So, man, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, they have really been at the forefront of NIL in all sports, and that includes with the national champion Tiger basketball team. You know what to do. Join the G team. Get Gordon and get it done.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of WR.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, glad you're rolling along with us here. LSU was back on the practice field Tuesday. Defensive coordinator Matt House met with reporters afterwards. Over the weekend, we got to hear from Mike Denbrock. Tuesday, it was Matt House's turn. He kind of gave an evaluation of how spring's going so far.
Pretty happy with how spring's going as far as, just reestablishing our process, reestablishing the traits that we view as important. A lot of young guys out there getting reps, which is good for our depth going into the fall. I had some good situational work today.
Remember the LSU defense a year ago, obviously just very thin across that defensive front, but they got really good production out of the guys they did have. But you lose Ali Gay, you lose B.J. Ojolari, you lose Micah Baskerville. You lose so much in that defensive front seven. You lose guys in the back end. You lose all of your starting corners. You lose at safety Jay Ward. You lose Joe Fouché. So it's interesting because your numbers defensively are turning over tremendously. But you feel like you got a lot of young guys' experience, and you're probably even more talented just as far as physical ability. Like last year, you had to use a lot of guys as stopgaps to plug holes, as one-year fixes. But this year, you look at this defense and you realize they were able to get younger through the portal and the incoming freshman class, and the guys who were returning who were able to get a lot of experience. The most notable change, however, of course, is on the staff, with now Jamar Cain leaving, but also with John Jancic coming into an on-field role in coaching the jack position, which is where I want to start. Because, first of all, just Matt House talking about the value that John Jancic brings being on field.
Listen, I'm a big John Jancic fan. I love having JJ out there. He gives great energy. He's a great teacher. He's been successful in this league, both as a coordinator and as a position coach. He's definitely been an added value on the field.
As a reminder, John Jancic is 55 years old, can still go get it. He has been, a defensive coordinator at Georgia. He's been a defensive coordinator at Cincinnati. He was the defensive coordinator at Tennessee. Was back at Florida, was back at Georgia, but on their 2021 national championship team as a quality control assistant for a couple of seasons before coming to LSU a year ago. He was in an off-field role. I think it's very safe to say that when he was brought to Baton Rouge, there was an understanding he was going to be moved into an on-field role, and so they moved him into this jack role. But listen, this is a guy that could coach anywhere on the defensive side of the ball and has coached everywhere on the defensive side of the ball, from defensive line and linebackers. He's coached safeties when he was at South Florida. So you've got a guy that has coached all over and has coordinated defenses. I've coordinated defense at Colorado State as well. Forgot to mention that. So tremendous amount of experience. Essentially having him anywhere on the field is going to make you better. But this was Matt House. So how they divvied up the roles was going to be interesting. But this was Matt House explaining why it was important having someone coach the jack linebackers separate from the inside backers.
They have to do so many things, right? Where, for the most part, our defensive line, the interior, they're playing as part of the front all the time. That jack is a little bit different. We move him all over the place. He can be part of coverage. He can be part of the front. He can be an inside rusher. He can be an outside rusher. So although it's not the most difficult position to learn from an assignment standpoint, it's very important that you drill the technical aspect of that position.
It's true. We saw that with Harold Perkins a year ago, obviously, as the way that teams started to combat Perkins' ability to rush the passer was they would start to flex out a tight end or a back, and Perkins would have to travel. So you were taking Perkins away from the box, and it sort of changes your role a little bit. Speaking of which, Brian Kelly, by the way, was very clear about this the last time he met with the media, that as much as it may be hard to comprehend why you would move Perkins from the jack spot where he was so successful, Perkins is going to be an inside linebacker.
Yeah, we want to play linebacker. We got him on the field last year in an accelerated role based upon the fact that there was just too much for him to digest, and we didn't want to get in the way of too much meant paralysis by analysis, right? So I thought Matt did a great job of making things a lot smoother for him so we could get him on the field and let him play fast. Now it's time to take the whole, position and, teach it. So, he's a linebacker. He's going to play linebacker, and he's fully invested in that position. So you'll see him playing linebacker for us.
So you're going to see him playing linebacker. He's invested in that position. Harold Perkins is more valuable to you becoming the next Devin White than he is staying in the role where he's just an edge rusher. Not to say that that's not significant, but he can still rush the passer from his inside linebacker spot. So kind of the big question is, when it comes to Perkins, it's learning that spot. Can we play number 12, please? So this was Matt House. And look, it's only been a few months since Perkins' freshman year ended, but this was Matt House talking about Perkins' development year to year.
I think the number one thing is he's got a better understanding of our process and how we prepare. And that's the biggest thing. His habits are much more consistent, and as I said last year, that hasn't changed. He just loves football. Really coachable.
I know I keep making sort of the Devin White comp, but it's hard not to when you see that guy that's that physically gifted. He wore 40 a year ago. Now he's wearing 4. But when you look back at what Devin White was as a freshman, he played in just 8 games as a freshman. Devin White did. Had 30 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. So you could tell already. Now, look, in 2016, it's fair to note, in 2016, you had Kendall Beckwith and Duke Riley as your starting linebackers. So for freshman Devin White, coming over from high school where he played running back and linebacker, it was going to be a little bit more of a learning curve. But then look what happened year 2. He became starting inside backer and went from 30 tackles to 133 tackles as a sophomore, had 4.5 sacks and an interception. Then a year later, of course, he won the Butkus Award, had 123 tackles, 12 for loss, and 3 sacks on the season. So the pass rush part of his game was never what it was for Perkins a year ago because they're playing different positions. But it's easy to see how moving positions can take Harold Perkins from a spot where he was a year ago, where he's focused singularly on one thing, which is rush the passer, to now it's, hey, go make 130 tackles, which he's very, very capable of doing given his ability. The other guy that's really interesting at that linebacker position, I'm kind of focused on linebacker a bit because that's obviously the position that Matt House coaches there at the inside backer spot. And it's where Perkins is. But the contrast to Perkins, I think is Omar Speights. Now, Perkins is entering his sophomore year. I'm not going to say he's undersized, but relative to a guy like Omar Speights, he is. Speights is listed at 6'1", 237. So he's pushing 240. You're talking about the guy that looks like your big physical prototypical NFL interior linebacker. Here, and look, he's coming in from Oregon State where he was a team captain. He's played a ton of football during his time there in Corvallis, so he'll be a fifth-year senior. And he has been at that inside backer spot his entire career. 71 tackles as a freshman, 7.5 for loss, 3.5 sacks. Compare that to what we just talked about with a guy like Devin White, who had 30 tackles as a freshman, only played in 8 games. Speights stepped on campus in 2019 and boom, was right on the field and had 71 tackles on the season. So now you're talking about a guy that is a veteran dude, a big physical thumper on the interior, and probably is going to help elevate a guy like Harold Perkins just because Perkins is now standing next to a guy who's been playing this position for 5 years. Here was Matt House on Speights.
I love Omar's approach, the way he goes about and handles his business, the focus he comes in with, the attention to detail he has in his work. He's not the most vocal guy. He's more vocal on the field. But what he does do is he does a great job modeling to that whole room and to Harold.
Modeling to the whole room, and he specifically mentioned, and to Harold. Look, in losing what you did a year ago, in losing Micah Baskerville, in losing Mike Jones, who never really established himself as an inside backer, but was a great team guy, and losing some of the veterans at that position. We know Colby Fields transferred in after a year from South Carolina. He's already gone now. But in losing some of the veterans there, you replaced what you lost in leadership and experience and all of that sort of stuff in that room. Look, West Weeks is a fine player and is going to be part of that rotation. Greg Penn took a step year to year. You hope he takes an even bigger step. But there isn't any substitute for a guy that's been playing at the major college football level for 4 years now as a fifth-year senior that can help those guys grow up at that position. So I think that's super valuable from that standpoint, that not only do you have a productive inside backer to step in and take the spot of a guy like Micah Baskerville, but also, as Matt House said, can model that position for Harold Perkins. One of the big things that maybe we're not talking a bunch about, because I get why we're spending so much time talking about the cornerbacks. It's a flashy position. You lost all your starters there, really all of your production. I get why we're talking about the edge guys with Swinson coming in and Ovi Agofu from Texas. But, man, as far as impactful dudes, I mean, just think about what Micah Baskerville meant to the LSU defense a year ago as your leading tackler. I mean, you lose that guy and you replace him with another dude that's a fifth-year guy. It's meaningful for so many reasons. If not flashy, it certainly is going to be impactful. One more from Matt House. Can we play number 16, please? We've talked also a lot about corner. I just mentioned it there. And he was asked if this cornerback position battle could linger all the way into fall camp.
You guys heard this a little bit last year, and it's the same thing. Both as a staff and as players playing together, you got to learn how we communicate amongst ourselves, how they play. There's a little bit of you got to play snaps together. Whether you're a corner, a safety, and then as coaches, it's a great opportunity for us to learn on the field what their true strengths and weaknesses are so we can put them in better positions to succeed.
And that's even tougher now because you don't have Deuce Chestnut or J.K. Johnson. Chestnut coming in from Syracuse and J.K. Johnson coming in from Ohio State. Chestnut, as it's kind of been described to me, is a really big cornerback, like full, strong, thick-looking cornerback that kind of looks more like an NFL safety. And then Johnson is just the more experienced guy as well, and and maybe a little more has a little more of the mental part of the game down as well. But those are two guys who very well could end up being your day one starters that aren't even there yet. So the opportunity to get reps together and play together as a full secondary, that's going to bleed into fall camp. So good to hear from Matt House on Tuesday, sort of as an update on fall camp, as the Tigers have their spring game coming up later this month. Year number 2 under Brian Kelly. A lot of expectations. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Love telling you about South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland, southpointvw.com. I got a text on the show text line yesterday. Said, Matt, I took your advice, went to South Point Volkswagen. My daughter had to buy her first car, bought her a Jetta. I love hearing stories like that because I've just heard so many over the years from parents who have their children driving Volkswagens, and thankfully they have. I mean, no one ever wants to be in an auto accident. We understand that, but it's also something that happens. So you want to know that you're in a safe vehicle and your children are in a safe vehicle. And you want to be able to do that affordably. So it's kind of like you want to have your cake and eat it too, but that's what Volkswagen offers. Style, feel, performance of luxury, like a luxury brand without the cost. They have 9 different IIHS top safety picks. So I know for parents that's nerve-wracking when your child's going to drive for the first time. You want to have them in something that they're going to enjoy driving, but something that's also safe and affordable. South Point can make that happen for everybody. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? All right, Andrew Lopez in 45 minutes from right now. Looking forward to having Andrew back on the show. Pels are back on the floor tonight. They'll take on Sacramento, which currently sits in the 2 seed in the Western Conference. And boy, there is just a lot. There is still a lot to be determined here in these final 4 games of the season. So forgive me, Sacramento's 3. Memphis is in the 2 seed. Sacramento's 2 games behind Memphis, but a lot of this can be locked up. So Sacramento coming off a really disappointing loss at home, but the Pels have an opportunity. A half a game behind the Clippers and the Warriors, a win tonight, and the Pels would put themselves in the 5 seed ahead of the Clippers. So great opportunity for New Orleans if they could go ahead and get it tonight at home against Sacramento. And again, Andrew Lopez, ESPN.com, will be with us here in about 45 minutes from right now. Okay, let me knock out a quick break. We'll go around the SEC. And a quick thought from Dennis Allen on last year's first-round pick, who we didn't see much of, Trevor Penning, what his role could be as he moves into year 2. We're glad you're here. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about New Orleans Flooring. And we've had such a great response to our friends over at New Orleans Flooring. And it's easy to see why. I mean, when you can save 40% on the same flooring you'd buy anywhere else, why would you go anywhere else? And then you start to throw in the fact that they're great people. Steve's such an awesome guy over at New Orleans Flooring. Love getting to know him a bit. Big Sean, Terrell, great dudes. We're hanging out with them the Saturday of the Arkansas series, a little game watch over at New Orleans Flooring. They're awesome people. They're going to treat you right. And most importantly, you're going to be able to save thousands of dollars on flooring at New Orleans Flooring. I say it every day, buy where the pros buy. And the reason the pros buy there, why contractors buy there, when they're all considered about the bottom line, how much of your revenue is going to fall to the bottom, well, your expenses matter. When you can save 40% on your flooring costs, why would you go anywhere else? It's New Orleans Flooring. NOLAFlooring.com.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP on select new 2022 Ford F-150 trucks. $10,000 off plus 0% financing. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of WR.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Well, I think we got a little bit of a problem. I mean, Momma Scone and I had the bracket challenge, right? That we do every year. And the obviously the season came to a close yesterday. And I don't know, man. I don't see the final results anywhere.
What'd you do with them, Matt?
I didn't do anything.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I would know if I did anything. Brittany's the one who handles the whole bracket challenge. But I don't see him anywhere. Do you see him?
I don't see them.
That's my point. I asked you in the break, where can I go? I want to find out. I don't know. My bracket didn't do too well this year. But, Momma Scone had Missouri playing in the national championship.
Right.
So she didn't do so hot either.
Yeah,
my point is, neither of us did really well, but, which is the tallest short kid is basically how this all played out. But I don't see the final result. I don't see the bracket challenge anywhere on here. I mean, I see the bracket challenge, the overall winners, which we'll announce coming up here in a bit. But do you see the scores anywhere?
I don't. I'm still looking. I mean, if not, we can ask Brittany.
But maybe she doesn't have them.
She's got to have them somewhere.
Maybe not. Maybe she doesn't have them. Bro, we probably don't need to ask her. It's okay. We'll just, we're just going to assume that I beat Momma Scone, right? There's no way. There's no way. There's no logical way that Momma Scone actually beat me.
It's happened before.
And it took Loyola of Chicago going to the Final Four,
well,
which she did not have this year.
No.
She did. I know she did not pick any of the Final Four teams. So,
how many did you have?
None.
None.
How many did you have?
I don't think I had any.
I don't think anybody had any.
Unless you were a graduate of UConn.
I mean, I could conceivably understand people picking UConn, someone having UConn in the Final Four.
They were number 2 in the country at one point.
The other three, well, who wasn't number 2 in the country?
That's fair.
I mean, but I could see it. Yes, I could see people having UConn, FAU, Miami, San Diego State.
Miami won the ACC. I could see somebody be like, they're hot.
Miami fans, maybe. I would love to see in the ESPN's bracket challenge how many had all those schools in the Final Four. Not those four, but like how many had Miami in the Final Four? How many had
UConn?
Yeah, so on and so forth. All right, we'll see if we can dig it up. Look, I'll own it. If Momma Scone beat me, we'll get to the bottom of it. Gladly let you know that Momma Scone beat me. We'll bring her on here. She can gloat. It's a shame, though, if she did beat me, Muse, that we just didn't have any terms of the bet this year. Wouldn't that be?
We don't have the standings and the results anymore either.
Wouldn't that be disappointing? Well, look, she was on the show. We certainly could have come up with terms of the bet. We just never did. Okay. We'll see if we can find that. But, if we do find those standings, Muse, I'll be able to see them with perfect 2020 vision. Actually, better than 2020 vision. 2015. Because Dr. Blake Williamson at the Williamson Eye Center did my LASIK. Coming up on 5 years, man. September the 11th will be 5 years for me post-LASIK. And I always heard people say LASIK was the best decision I ever made, best money I ever spent. And I get it now. Best decision you could ever make, best money you could ever spend to give yourself the gift of sight. To be able to open your eyes in the morning and see, to not have to fumble for glasses, to not have to worry about shoving contacts in your eyes. What if your contact rips? What if it's blurry that day? What if it gets shoved up in your eye cavity, which everyone who wears contacts knows that that's happened at some point. When you travel, you have to pack contacts and glasses and solution in your contacts case. And what if you sleep in them and then they get dried out and then it hurts your eye? And I don't have to worry about any of that anymore. I just open my eyes in the morning and I see. Thanks to Dr. Blake Williamson in the Williamson Eye Center. Change your life, y'all. Go for that consultation. If nothing else, let this be the impetus just for you to go for that free consultation. Call 924-2020. 924-2020 or WilliamsonEye.com. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Tennessee Volunteers.
Jeremy Pruitt and Tennessee football, they're going to get their day in front of the NCAA Infractions Committee. 18 Level 1 violations. They will appear April 19th, 20th, and 21st in Cincinnati. That according to the Knoxville News Sentinel. The committee, of course, decides violations, penalties, and hands down a ruling, usually within a few weeks. A show cause penalty is among the sanctions considered for Jeremy Pruitt in this case. Pruitt spent last season as a senior defensive analyst with the Giants.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Bama's going to have one of the most experienced players back for 2023, defensive lineman Justin Eboigbe. He suffered a season-ending neck injury last September. He has been 100% cleared by doctors. The 6'5", 292-pounder will be a redshirt senior this fall.
The Florida Gators.
Florida wing Riley Kugel, who spent time considering his NBA future this offseason, he's announced that he is returning to Florida for next season. Pretty big development for Todd Golden's squad after a 16-17 inaugural season. Kugel was freshman All-SEC, who had 8 consecutive double-figure scoring games at the end of the regular season. That was the longest streak in SEC play for a Florida freshman since Bradley Beal did it back in the 2011-2012 season.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
Kentucky sharpshooter Antonio Reeves says he is going to go through the NBA draft process, but he will maintain his college eligibility. His transfer from Illinois State, Reeves was second on the team in scoring, averaged 14 points per game off the bench for the Wildcats, won SEC's Co-Six-Man of the Year honors this past season for John Calipari's squad.
The Vanderbilt Commodores.
And Vandy basketball forward and center Malik Dia has announced he is entering the transfer portal, and actually he's already announced his transfer destination. He's going to Belmont, right there in Nashville. 6'9", Dio's among 5 cornerbacks, among 5 Commodores who have entered the transfer portal. Spent his freshman season mostly in a reserve role, playing in 20 games. He was a 4-star coming out of high school, the nation's 31st ranked power forward. On the diamond tonight, SEC baseball action. Georgia hits the road to take on Kennesaw State in Kennesaw. Florida is at home against Bethune-Cookman. Kentucky will host Dayton. Troy visits Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Vandy will host Western Kentucky. Ole Miss is on the road at Memphis to take on the Tigers in Memphis tonight. Mississippi State will host Grambling. Auburn hits the road to Birmingham. They'll play UAB. Arkansas will host in-state foe Arkansas State. That game has actually been canceled due to the inclement weather there in Arkansas. Texas A&M hosts Texas State. South Carolina is at North Carolina in a 6 versus 13 matchup. And number 1 LSU, as you know, will host Nichols tonight at 6:30 there at the box. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal. And our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products, a leader, a national leader among Savin dealers, with a service all makes and models. If you have issues with your office equipment, they can get to you same day. At worst case, by 10 a.m. the next day. It's Gulf Coast Office Products. GCOPnet.com is in Gulf Coast Office Products. GCOPnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. All right, y'all, it is after further review. Let me grab our final break of hour number 1. We'll come back. We'll put a button on this first hour here. I do want to get your quick thought on Trevor Penning after some comments that that Dennis Allen made. And we'll announce our Bracket Challenge winners. We'll see how, Muse, we'll see. I mean, any luck over there, Muse, on the Momma Scone results? The bracket
no, I
results?
haven't found them, but I mean, there's got to be a way to
All right,
find
it's
them.
after further review. You hate to see that. We'll see if we can dig them up sometime during the break. You hate to see it. Yeah, hit the stat, Muse.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Darren James and Associates, brokered by eXp Realty. Every home listed by every company all in one place. You know where to find them. Agent225.com, agent225.com. And let me remind you, Darren is always looking to grow his team. So if you're in real estate, but you want to achieve more, or you've ever thought of a career in real estate, join Darren's team. Join the team of realtors that sell more homes than anyone. Call Darren James, 335-7666. 335-7666 or agent225.com, agent225.com. As a matter of fact, you can go to the top of the homepage, you can hit the Our Agents tab, and there is a Now Hiring button right there as well. So you can do that. Just hit the Now Hiring button. You'll see the little pop-up right there, how you can connect with Darren, and you get all the info how you can join Darren's team. 335-7666. That's Darren's cell. Call him, text him today, or log on to agent225.com. Agent225.com for Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off new 2022 Jeep Gladiators and $8,000 off new 23 Jeep Grand Cherokees. All new Bayou automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Each year, Guarantee Media hosts a radiothon to benefit Dreams Come True, the local organization that grants dreams to Louisiana kids suffering life-threatening illnesses and their families. We've interviewed these incredible kids, and their stories warm our hearts. And none of it would be possible without your help. So we're asking for your support in our effort to making more dreams come true. Each year, our Dreams Come True radiothon is powered by the Baton Rouge Clinic. Visit GuaranteeMedia.com to pledge your support today, and thank you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Yeah, tough game. I think the entire lineup is back from last year. They had some success last year. All their players look like they've improved, since we saw them last April, I believe. And they're playing with a lot of confidence. They just won 2 out of 3 at Lamar, which is a really good team, and they're sitting at the top of their conference standings. Have a legitimate midweek starting pitcher, so should be a good game tomorrow night.
That was Jay Johnson on his radio show Monday night. It is now Tuesday. The LSU plays Nichols tonight. The other thing that was maybe the most notable and noteworthy from last night's Jay Johnson radio show, because let's be honest, this is the thing that's clearly the most notable and newsworthy, is that Jay Johnson extended an invite to a member of the LSU women's basketball team.
Just wanted to give a congratulations to Coach Mulkey and their whole program. As a coach, obviously it's one thing really special to win a championship. I look at things a little bit differently. For them to play as good as they did in that game, that is like a coach's dream, and I think everybody was in agreement. I'm personally inviting Alexis Morris to come out and throw out a first pitch in one of these next home games. Because that fourth quarter, that was sweet. She could play for me any day of the week.
So Alexis Morris saw it, was like, oh, my God, we got to do it. And lo and behold, the LSU women's basketball Twitter earlier today did, in fact, confirm that Alexis Morris will throw out the first pitch at the LSU baseball game tonight at the box for LSU against Nichols. What do we think? Baseball is weird. We've seen a lot of great athletes in other sports struggle with the first pitch, struggle to swing a bat. How do we think old Lex Luthor does tonight from the bump?
I think it's a strike, man. I do.
Well, they're going to say a strike no matter what. That's what we've learned about first pitches over the years. Is it's a strike.
Well, yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you got to call. I mean,
if it were me, I'd probably have a tougher time just being like, yeah, it's a strike. Like if I were Bill Franquez on the PA. I mean, you know me well enough. I'd be like, the hell is that?
Like, you stink. Get out of here.
Hey, look. I know it's not a 12-foot J, right? You're not pulling up from the elbow. But give me a break and get that thing over the plate. You're an elite athlete. What are we doing here, right? I mean, that's probably what I would do.
Lex isn't gonna miss the zone.
I have no frame of reference. I don't know what her past athletic life looks like. I tend to agree. I think back to the years where we did. Oh, look at Swagoo. Swagoo's on NFL Live with an LSU jacket on. Paul, can you pull that? Can you go to the main camera there, the producer cam?
Is that RC's hooded purple jacket too?
No. Oh,
I think it is. They're at it again.
So good. NFL Live, if you're listening, NFL Live is on the TV and studio. Swagoo has on an LSU coach's jacket, like the Snap coach's jacket that has Tigers spelled across. You know, like what like that satin material?
Yeah.
And then RC's got his purple hooded blazer on, which is pretty fire. I got to ask RC where he got that. I really like it. Some people may not like that style. And just me saying this makes it infinite percentage points less cool. The fact that I think it's cool, so I understand that. But man, I could rock that blazer with my purple and gold Jordans. I mean, tell me that wouldn't be a good combo.
It'd be a good combo.
It look way better with RC wearing it. I'll admit that.
Yes.
Okay. I'm fired up about it. All right. It is after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here on a Tuesday edition of AFR. So LSU baseball. Ooh. I texted Brittany. Okay.
So did I. We're just blowing up her phone now.
Did she reply to you?
Yes.
What did she say?
I haven't opened it yet.
Okay. She said she can look after. So this is Brittany,
That's
who does afternoons on 100.7 The Tiger, Brittany Rose, with Abby Lee, who is also our promotions director. So she handles coordination of all of these things. I think Mama Scone beat me, bro. I really do. I think she did. I think she nipped me this year because my first round was atrocious. Remember, like the first block of games, I started like 0 for 4 right out the chute.
That's rough.
I know. I think she nipped me this year. I was really, really, really banking on. We'll get to it. I will hang my head in shame. We got to find the results. I don't know if we can find the results. Maybe she's wrong. Maybe we can't find the results.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Shaw Bills. The results down there? I don't see them. I don't see the results anywhere, man. I don't think we got them anyway. AFR is brought to you by Shaw Bills. Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com, 18 locations. The newest location in Laplace. If you are in need of tires, and let's be honest, at some point, if you drive a car enough, you're going to need new tires. Where do you go? It's a never-ending question. Where do we go? There's a million places you can go. Box stores and the membership clubs and other tire stores or the dealership. And you could always think, where do I go? Well, I mean, a Michelin tire is a Michelin tire is a Michelin tire is a Michelin tire. So where are you going to get that tire the cheapest? That's Shaw Bills. If it's dealer discounts, manufacturer's offer, combining offers, however they do it to get you the best price possible, that's what Shaw Bills will do. They've got their price match guarantee as well. You will not find name brand tires at cheaper prices than at Shaw Bills. So find the location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I'm Chris Nakamoto, and here's what I'm working on for my stories on WBRZ Channel 2 tonight. A preacher in East Baton Rouge Parish was locked up, accused of breaking the law and the word he's supposed to preach. Joshua Lamb allegedly stole $100,000 from his employer. Sheriff's deputies say the crime involved reimbursements that Joshua Lamb made to himself for months. His employer says those payments were illegal. I'm Chris Nakamoto from WBRZ. Watch more tonight on WBRZ Channel 2.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of WR.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Former Cardinals Vice President Terry McDonough is accusing team owner Michael Bidwell of gross misconduct in an arbitration claim to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. McDonough alleges Bidwell pressured he and then head coach Steve Wilkes to use a burner phone to secretly remain in communication with GM Steve Keim, who was serving a 5-game team-imposed suspension after being arrested for extreme DUI. McDonough says he still has the phone, which he says contains the evidence of the cheating scandal, as well as additional documentation. ESPN NFL analyst Ryan Clark.
It is a privilege to own an NFL team. It's not just about how much money you can accumulate because you are a shrewd businessman. You're supposed to represent the Shield at the highest level. As Adam says, if he can prove some of these things or all of these things through arbitration, I expect the NFL to deal with this in a stern way, but that has not been the history of the league.
The Cardinals deny the allegations, calling them outlandish. Iowa's Caitlin Clark won the 2023 Wooden Award as the nation's most outstanding college basketball player.
When you're trying to hire and fill open jobs, the searching, screening, and interviewing can become its own job. You need Indeed, their powerful hiring platform that makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
Let's ride!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusuf. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Pucks and Pels with Andrew Lopez here in about 15 minutes from right now. So much conversation in the NFL as we get closer to the NFL draft, which certainly I'm excited about, as are many of you. This is another one just to file away. Last year's other first-round pick, Trevor Penning, who we didn't see much of, obviously, had an injury in the final preseason game, kept him out really until the end of November, ended up really just being like the tackle eligible when he played. Dennis Allen was speaking to Luke Johnson over at NOLA.com and said of Trevor Penning, quote, "If we can keep him healthy, the sky's the limit in terms of what he can do. He's big, physical. I love his play demeanor. He's athletic for a guy his size. We're excited about the player." I am going to be most interested to see what happens with Penning because, as a reminder, while we only saw him last year in regular season games really playing that extra lineman, the tackle eligible, in preseason he was playing left tackle. And I think it remains to be seen if he's going to be able to be a tackle in the NFL, certainly be a left tackle in the NFL, or if he's going to be an interior player, if he has to play in a phone booth. Remember, when we saw him in the preseason, Trevor Penning, I want to read it, like, Pro Football Focus grades should not be considered the be-all, end-all. They are a metric to consider, but they're not the metric to consider. But it's more difficult with linemen because when you talk about receivers or quarterbacks or running backs or even linebackers, like, there are other stats that we know how to qualify that quantitative analysis. Like, we know what to make of the numbers. You see a quarterback that completes 72% of his passes, and if you look and say it wasn't all just like dinks and dunks, like, he had a good day. If a receiver was targeted 9 times and caught 8 passes, he had a good day. With linemen, it's a little more difficult, but Pro Football Focus in the preseason had Trevor Penning graded among the top offensive linemen, rookie offensive linemen in the preseason a year ago, but it was because his run blocking grade was so good, but his pass blocking grade was very poor, if you remember. So how much has he improved year to year as a pass blocker at this level? That's going to be something pretty key to see. But in a way, a year ago at this time, we were talking about Peyton Turner and how it was almost like just having an extra first-round pick because you got nothing out of Turner his rookie year. So looking at him at this time last year, we looked and said, hey, man, it's almost like having another first-round draft pick because now you get Peyton Turner. Well, in a way, you kind of look at Trevor Penning the same way. The Saints are going to pick 29th, but you kind of get another first-round pick because you didn't really get to see Trevor Penning last year. So you can spin it that way to a positive, but watching Penning year-to-year development, like, can he actually go beat James Hurst and win the starting left tackle job in year 2? That's one of the talking points and storylines that we're going to have to get used to here as we move into and past the draft and then into rookie minicamp and OTAs and all that sort of stuff this offseason. Just a reminder to file that away. But as we inch closer to the draft, the Saints are maximizing their visits right now. Remember, every team can formally bring in 30 prospects to their facility. You can formally host 30 prospects pre-draft. Now, you can meet with any prospect at the Combine or at Senior Bowl or at their pro days or any of that sort of stuff. But to fly them in, to host them at your facility, to work them out, to wine them, dine them, all that sort of stuff, you can do that with a max of 30 players. So you have a limited number, right? You have to be selective with the players you're going to bring into your facility. And you certainly wouldn't bring in a player and take on that expense and that time and invest the resources in it if you had no interest whatsoever in drafting the player. That would be a hell of a smokescreen, an expensive smokescreen. But we know the Saints brought in Hendon Hooker. Today, Tuesday, Hendon Hooker is at the Saints facility. And then there was this report from Jordan Schultz of The Score. And Jordan Schultz tweeted earlier today that Jalen Hyatt, the Biletnikoff Award-winning wide receiver from Tennessee, is following his quarterback to New Orleans. Here was the report, or the tweet from Jordan Schultz. This was at 11:39 a.m. on Tuesday. Tennessee wide receiver Jalen Hyatt is visiting the Saints tomorrow. That would be Wednesday. Hyatt won the Biletnikoff this season after catching 15 touchdowns for the Vols. He's visiting the Cowboys today. So Hyatt is in Dallas today, Tuesday, and will be in New Orleans on Wednesday visiting with the Saints. How would you feel about this if the Saints ended up pulling the trigger on Jalen Hyatt? If you look at mock drafts, Jalen Hyatt is a guy that is in that same sort of grouping of players like Zay Flowers, for example, from Boston College. A guy that very likely could hear his name called at the end of round 1. Likely not going to hear his name called in the first half of round 1. And there may not be a wide receiver that goes in the top half of round 1 unless if it's Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State. He certainly could be and likely will be the first receiver off the board unless if there's a team that falls in love with another receiver somewhere. But, for example, Todd McShay put out a mock draft today. He's got Jackson Smith and Jigba going 11 overall. He's got Zay Flowers going 20th overall to Seattle. Quentin Johnson from TCU going 22. So you can kind of see that's where that clumping of receiver talent might go is mid-late 20s. Jordan Addison from wide receiver from USC, of course, won the Biletnikoff 2 years ago at Pitt. They have him going 27 to Buffalo. And he doesn't have Jalen Hyatt. McShay doesn't have Jalen Hyatt going until the 33rd pick, which is the second pick of round 2 to the Houston Texans. So if that holds, Hyatt would, in theory, be on the board when the Saints pick at 29 and might be on the board still before the Saints pick at 40. I want to reiterate, by the way, so as far as the player, and being that we're here in SEC country, all of us saw Jalen Hyatt play this year. We saw him torch LSU in Tiger Stadium. He had a magnificent season and was a true deep threat and worthy of the Biletnikoff. He was magnificent for Tennessee. Had 67 catches for over 1,200 yards. So you're talking about a dude that averaged nearly 20 yards a reception. He was the big home run hitter, deep threat guy for Tennessee. If you add that guy to this Saints team, I'm for it. So as far as the player, right, the player himself, I'm for Jalen Hyatt being in New Orleans. At almost 6'1", a burner, take the top off of defense. That's not really what Chris Olave is, and I don't know that the Saints have truly had that since they traded Brandon Cooks. So you'd love to, and maybe Rashid Shaheed can be that guy, but smaller guy, came from a smaller school. Hyatt, there's far less questions about his ability to be that guy. When you look at the Saints receiver room, though, right now, there is still space for another receiver. I would say they still have to add another receiver, because if I look at the Saints wide receiver depth right now, there's one guy. There's literally only one player in that Saints receiver group right now that I trust and I say, I know what I have, and that's Chris Olave. Now, there's other things that we could make a prognostication or bet on the come, but like Michael Thomas. If Michael Thomas is healthy and can play 17 games, I have a general idea of what I'm going to get from Michael Thomas, because I saw Michael Thomas at the beginning of the season last year show flashes of being Michael Thomas, like he did in the game against the Falcons in week 1 on the road. So I know I have a good player there in Michael Thomas if he's healthy. What I don't know is if he's going to stay healthy. Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed last year caught 34 balls for 488 yards. His first touch as an NFL player went for a touchdown. And boy, he was fun to watch late in the season when he was getting targets. How does the NFL adjust to Rashid Shaheed? That's something we'll find out this year. I think he's going to be good, but we haven't seen him stack good years on top of each other, so there's a question mark. Traquan Smith is under contract. I would rather literally swallow my sock than have Traquan Smith on the Saints roster for another year. And even if he is on the roster, he's not going to do a damn thing for you offensively other than block, and they're going to try to sell you on why he's a great blocker. And my point is, you can find a great blocker who can also catch the ball and doesn't gag away opportunities like Traquan Smith. You just signed Bryan Edwards. Now, Bryan Edwards was an all-time career leader in everything in South Carolina, played for the Raiders with Derek Carr, so they have some synergy there. The quarterback likes the player, but this is also a guy that has never been a consistent threat in the pass game. And then there's guys like Kirk Merritt and Keith Kirkwood and Kawan Baker. So I guess my point is, in reading through that, there's a lot of guys that I could make a very positive case for. Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, Rashid Shaheed, Bryan Edwards, some of those young guys. But I could also make the case against them being productive players. So I look at receiver and go, you got to add someone else to that room. And if someone like Jalen Hyatt is available at 40, if you get a defensive lineman, the best defensive lineman you can at 29, then I would be willing to take best player, any position at 40, provided the Saints stay there. If it's a receiver, if it's a tight end, if it's an offensive lineman, if it's a safety, I could be good with damn near anything at 40, as long as you address defensive tackle at 29. So if Jalen Hyatt's on the board at 40 and they pull the trigger, I'm doing backflips, because I think you get great value there and you get a true game breaker over the top, which the Saints haven't had here since they traded Brandon Cooks to New England. Jalen Hyatt visiting the New Orleans Saints facility on Tuesday as we are inching closer to the draft. That could be a big one, with both Hendon Hooker and Jalen Hyatt visiting in consecutive days. Okay, it's after further review. Thanks for being here with us, as always. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back, talk some Pels. Andrew Lopez from ESPN.com joins us next.
AFR.
Love telling you about the Renaissance Hotel and, of course, the Watermark Hotel. Two exquisite properties in different parts of Baton Rouge. The Watermark in downtown was Baton Rouge's first ever skyscraper. The Watermark is the old Louisiana National Bank building, and they have preserved so much of the rich history of the Watermark Hotel in downtown Baton Rouge. It is like stepping into a time capsule that has been modernized. And the Gregory is the restaurant in the lobby of the Watermark Hotel. Y'all, you have got to try the Gregory. The bar is a great place. It is such a fun atmosphere to go have a drink, a cocktail after work, or to have a great, exquisite fine dining dinner at the Gregory, right there at the Watermark in downtown Baton Rouge. And don't forget the Renaissance. The Renaissance, Southtown on Bluebonnet, right near I-10. Great for hosting an event. Tallulah is a great restaurant I tell you about all the time. The Watermark or the Renaissance. You can't go wrong in Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off new 2022 Jeep Gladiators and $8,000 off new 23 Jeep Grand Cherokees. All new Bayou automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Focus on one game at a time. Yes, we all look at the standings. It changes every few minutes. And that's a part of just being a human being in life. But let's focus on Sacramento and then go from there. And so that's where we are. We like the position that we're in this year. We'll just continue to grow and build from there.
All right, let's focus on Sacramento. See who the Pels have tonight there at the Blender. 7 o'clock tip. Our buddy Andrew Lopez, ESPN.com, will be in that number. He's good enough to join us now. How are you, dude?
I'm good, man. Looking forward to a final few days here of the regular season inside the Smoothie King Center. Should be 3 really good games this week.
So, like, do they not stink anymore? What happened?
Basically, yeah, that's kind of the short of it.
That's crazy. What happened?
Okay, let's go back a couple weeks ago to that loss. The 2 losses, the Oklahoma City loss on that Saturday, or what I think it was Friday, and the Lakers loss on a Sunday or whatever it was. 2 games in against teams who you were competing for play-in spots against. 2 games you would think you would win those games. Obviously did not go that way. Both of those games kind of embarrassing losses. I think, some people even call the Lakers loss maybe one of the worst losses in franchise history, just because of stakes and the way the guys performed in that game. After that, they had a meeting, a couple meetings. I think they had a little bit of a talk in the locker room that night, had a players-only meeting the next day. And from there, things started to pick up. And I think we saw some growth. I think we saw some changes. One of the things was we're going to put the ball in Brandon's hands a little bit more, kind of let him turn it to the point guard, take the ball out of CJ's hands, which I think was kind of twofold. One, just let Brandon kind of get more into a groove. And then 2, CJ's been dealing with that thumb injury for a while. I think, it may or may not need surgery, but I could tell you right now, it feels like because of what I've heard about this thumb injury, if he played for, one of these teams who was out of it already, I don't know if CJ McCollum would be playing games right now. So lessen the load on him, get the ball into Brandon, kind of let him go, get him back going, and then get the ball to Jonas Valanciunas and let him establish himself. And that's one thing they've done. He's almost been like a walk-in 20 and 15 the last 9 or 10 games. Now, after all of that, you lost the first game. So everything could have gone off the rails. You lost that Houston game on the Jabari Smith 3 at the buzzer, and it's like, well, what are we going to do now? And to their credit, they saw the positives that they did. They bounced back. They found their groove against San Antonio and Charlotte, teams you were expected to beat, and then things started rolling from there.
Sometimes you just need a little feel good in the belly. Sacramento's had the opposite. Like, man, what an awful loss to San Antonio 2 nights ago. Do you kind of have a feeling for Sacramento at this point as to, are they just coasting into the postseason? Or is that the type of loss that's going to be sort of the kick in the pants to get them going down the stretch here?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that when you talk about coasting, they're almost locked into the 3 seed. I think it's like a 98% chance that they're going to be the 3 seed. I think the problem with them right now and what we've seen is they basically kind of have cracked under pressure here really in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. You go back to, when they were supposed to clinch their playoff berth, couldn't get it done in a couple games at home, ended up having to go to Portland to get that done. It's just, we saw it a little bit with kind of New Orleans stuff last year, but the team needs to learn how to win and learn how to win in pressure situations. Obviously, they're third in the West for a reason, but it's still in pressure situations. They have to kind of still accomplish it. Tonight, for instance, I think they can clinch the division tonight. If you would have bet them before the season to win the division, it would have been 250 to 1 on the Kings. It's the longest odds I think since 2000 for any team in any of the Big Four sports to win their division. I think the only other one almost as long was like the Golden Knights in their inaugural season for in NHL were like 200 to 1. But in the NBA, it's like 25 to 1 the longest, and they're about to do it at 250. So it's one of those things where they're just still trying to learn in how to get by in some crucial moments. And I think it's why you see a lot of people, a lot of teams want the number 6 spot. You don't necessarily want to be 5 because you get Phoenix and the Kevin Durant Suns who have not lost with Kevin Durant on the court. You don't want to be 7 because you get potentially Memphis, but you also have to still play in the play-in tournament. And I think 6 is that sweet spot for a lot of teams right now because of Sacramento.
Let's talk about the matchup tonight, specifically with the Pels and the Kings. They've split the season series already. Pels won at home. The Kings won in Sacramento. So how do they match up tonight?
It's kind of funny because De'Aaron Fox didn't play in either of those games. I think De'Aaron Fox is going to end up playing in like 74 games this year. And of the 8 he misses, two are going to be the Pels games. It's kind of one-off type deal. When they didn't have him in New Orleans, the Pels had Larry Nance, and they were able to put Larry Nance on some bonus for most of the game, really limited him, and they really beat them. I think it was like a 30-point win. When they went to Sacramento shortly after Larry Nance was not in that game, the Kings still, like I said, did not have Fox, but they kind of found their momentum where it would start hitting some threes. The Pels forgot how to offense in the third quarter, and things, went wrong. You end up losing by, I think it was 15 or something. So it's a little bit of, we don't really know. De'Aaron Fox has traditionally given this team problems. His speed, talked to Herb about it this morning, and he just kind of made, look, he's one of those guys. He's shifty, he's quick, he can do all of these different things. So they're going to give a lot of dribble handoffs. You're going to see probably more dribble handoffs than you would normally see in an NBA game between Sabonis and Fox, Sabonis and Herder. Maybe Monk may not play tonight, but it's a team that you want to to see how you stack up in this scenario because, again, 6 is right now, I think 6 is technically, according to playoffstatus.com, which it kind of ranks out all these different things, I think right now 6 is their statistically most probable position in the playoffs. It's like 2% at 4, 20, 21 at 5, 22 at 6, 17, 17, 20, 19, and then it's like a less than 1% chance you don't make the play-in at this point. You can clinch your play-in spot tonight with a win or I think losses by Dallas and Utah. But, for them right now, I think it would be really nice to see how you stack up as whole as you can be without Z and as whole as they can be to see what you could do in a first-round matchup.
He's Andrew Lopez on Twitter at _Andrew_Lopez. Pels are our 4-point favorite in the ballgame tonight. Okay, you said the magic word or the magic letter. I am hearing some whispers that as cynical as we all may be, that there's like a legitimate chance and even a likelihood that we see Zion before the end of this week. They would have 3 opportunities to play him back-to-back and then Friday against the Knicks. What do you think?
I don't know. I guess it depends on when your weekend. Is your weekend on Saturday or Sunday? Maybe that.
I'm saying Friday.
Maybe. Ooh, maybe. We'll find out. Look, here's the thing on Z. Official scans come out tomorrow. I think if I were a betting man, and I'm certainly a betting man.
Well done. Well done. Okay.
Especially now that it's legal in the state. I've certainly never did it before that, right?
Never?
No. Never. No. Totally haven't done that since I was 8 years old. Anyway. I would lean more to possibly playing in the regular season finale than I would to him playing on Friday. However, that to be said, I think everything depends on what happens tomorrow when they announce what's kind of his update. I think tomorrow is kind of out of the question, but I mean, that kind of remains to be seen. But here's the other thing. I don't know if they want to get him a practice before he plays a game. And the only opportunity for a practice is Saturday in Minneapolis. Now, you also have to ask yourself this. They are practicing the day before the regular season finale in Minneapolis on Saturday. Seems like a day you would probably just want to get some shots up at home, get on the plane, rest in Minnesota, but you're going to have a full practice. Do with that information what you will.
Okay. He is a betting man. He acknowledged it. All right, 4 to go. What do they need to do to end up the 6th seed?
So right now, if they just win out, if they win all 4, they're the 6th. They could get to 5, at least the 6th. They could get to 5 again. They could get to 4. Very, very doubtful you get to 4. I think the Suns have like a 98% chance of being 4. Again, I think it's a 21% chance of 5, 22 is 6. So if you just win out and nothing else goes your way, you are the 6th. If you get some things to happen, some things to go your way, you can climb to 5. Again, a likely playoff matchup with the Suns in that scenario. But, you get a Kings team right now who, obviously, like you just mentioned, lost to San Antonio. You get a Memphis team who could be locked into 2. May not have any reason to play anybody. You get a Knicks team who's not playing Julius Randle. Things are shaping up for you if you want to finish strong. And I think that Memphis game is going to be crucial because that Minnesota game. That Minnesota game could be, Minnesota's going to be playing for something. Minnesota could be trying to, put themselves in a position not to be in the play, not to be in the 7-8 game, or not to be in the 9-10 game, so they get 2 chances. You could have the Pels trying to play to get out of the play-in tournament completely and be that 6th seed. A lot of things can go down. I think that Minnesota game could end up being massive. And if you have some good fortune into this week, I think you're sitting in a good spot for a team who, again, just 3 weeks ago looked like, could be in for a very, very disappointing end to the season.
Okay, since you are a betting man, are you betting on the Pels to be the 6th seed or better?
I think right now, yes.
Okay.
I think right now, yes. At worst, I think they are going to be in that 7-8 game, giving themselves two chances to make the playoffs, either at 7 or 8.
Okay.
But I like how they are playing right now. I like the schedule. I like the team being in the positions that they are. Now, there is a 40. I don't know if I posted this yesterday. There's a 6-way tie scenario where 5 through 10 can all be 41 and 41. I am secretly rooting for that. There's a 0.00009 chance that happens. But, man, I want some chaos, Matt. Just give me chaos. Pels would be either 5 or 7 in that scenario, depending on how they get to 41 and 41. So Pels fans can root for this with me. It's going to be hard, I guess, because you have to root for 3 out of 4 losses. However, I am all here for chaos.
A man who loves chaos. I love chaos in the college football season. I root for that every single year. So why not get crazy in the NBA season as well as we're in the leagues, the season's final week. He's Andrew Lopez, Pels, tonight at the Blender, 7 o'clock tip against the Kings. Here's hoping. All right, man. Enjoy the game tonight. Thanks as always. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Be well. It's After Further Review, brought to you by Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows. Beautiful entry doors, hardy plank and vinyl siding. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. You know where to find them online. But remember also, they're gorgeous, brand new, state-of-the-art showroom and corporate headquarters on Airline Highway in Prairieville. If you're going south on Airline out of Baton Rouge, you cross Highway 42, go about a quarter mile on the right, you'll see that gorgeous new Relief Windows facility. The interior was designed by the same company that did LSU football ops. So when you walk in, you'll notice a lot of those synergies and similarities. It's really awesome. But the bottom line is, nobody's going to treat you better. If you want noise-resistant or noise-canceling, sound-proof windows, they got a great option. If you want the energy-efficient windows that are going to lower your energy bills, you want those impact-resistant windows. You know, you see the video of Brandon Holly beating the mess out of a window with a crowbar. And it won't break. Well, those are Cat 5 approved in Miami-Dade County. It's going to make your home safer, more energy efficient. It'll help increase your home's resale value. It's Relief Windows. Windows door siding, Relief Windows, and reliefwindows.com. Okay, so it turns out that we did find the results of the bracket challenge.
We sure did.
Oh. Well, we'll reveal those results. How did I do against Momma Scone? After the break.
AFR.
All right, AFR is brought to you by Rouse's, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Remember, Rouse's has crawfish, y'all, live and boiled every single day. My goodness, look at that. The 48-hour sale. We told you about it yesterday. If you're craving crawfish tonight, why in the world would you go anywhere other than Rouse's? They have in-house boiling rooms, so their crawfish are boiled there, fresh, every day, in-house. And right now, like just through the end of the day today, the 48-hour sale started yesterday. This is a 48-hour sale where you can get 10 pounds of crawfish plus a pound of boiled potatoes and corn for just $19.99. I did not stutter. 10 pounds of crawfish plus corn and potatoes for just $19.99. It ends today. If you are craving crawfish, go nowhere else other than Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's. This feels like home.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP on select new 2022 Ford F-150 trucks. $10,000 off plus 0% financing. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of WR.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Well, it's probably better if you can't hear anyway. Well, it's after further review. Every year around the NCAA tournament, can you hear now?
No.
Yeah, I guess you can just take off the headphones and
Yeah.
you're a pro. You don't need them.
I've done that
I mean,
before.
young professional of the year. What are we talking about?
No big deal.
I'm NBD. Every year on this here station, we do a bracket challenge around March Madness. And every year, to prove that you need know nothing about basketball to fill out a bracket and actually have some success, we invite my mom onto the show. Sitting to my left is not my mom. This is Brittany Rose, afternoons on 100.7 The Tiger, who just a couple of weeks ago at the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters was named the Young Professional of the Year. Shout out. How about that? Look at that
Thanks,
smile.
Matt.
Look at that smile.
I know.
And 100.7 The Tiger won Station of the Year in a large market. And because they were just hogging all the awards, they also won for Best On-Site Promotion, right?
Yeah.
At the, not the CMAs, right?
Yes, the CMA Awards. We did remotes there.
What's the C? Is there like CRS? What's the?
We went to CRS
what
a
is
couple
that?
weeks
What is
ago in
CRS?
Nashville. It's just country radio seminar. A bunch of different
Country radio
radio
seminar.
people go there. Yeah.
Well, anyway, you basically stole all the awards this year. So,
We did.
Kind of did. Congrats on that, though.
Thank you.
And Brittany, aside from doing afternoons with Abby Lee on 100.7 The Tiger,
Yes.
also is our promotions director, handling all the promotions for all of our radio stations here, including our bracket challenge.
Right. It's always an intense one.
I really hate that all the results got wiped away.
Well, I can see them.
No, I really hate that you couldn't see them either, that nobody could find the results of this bracket challenge.
No.
But we did happen to find the winner, the overall winner, right? I mean, we were able to salvage that, but all of the other standings, they just went kapoof, right?
No. I could still see all of them. I could see your standings. I can see your mom's. I can see your dad's. I can see Muso's over here.
And why is that? That's not, I mean.
Promotions manager has its perks.
Well, why can you see it and everybody else can't see it?
It's just how the cards play.
Congratulations, by the way, to our winners. Who do we have here? We've got first place winner of $2,023 and a Coors Light swag pack was Trent Delahousse.
Go Trent.
How about that?
You did good.
Shout out. Second, these were some good prizes too. But how did you get all these prizes? Like,
you just got to know people like Gordy Rush.
Yeah. No, that's not true. If Gordy had a chance to get a 75-inch TV, he's keeping it for himself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not sitting there throwing that up for a bracket challenge.
That's why we're shipping it directly to the winner.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Bobby M was second. I don't know who Bobby M is, but Bobby M won second place. I'm sure he'll be contacted, yeah?
Yes, he's been contacted.
Third place, Beau Rivage, 2-night stay, and a Coors Light swag pack. Brad Anthony Odoms. These are some really good prizes. Sweet 16. Oh, that was another cool thing we did this year.
Right. We did a Sweet 16 bracket. If you kind of had
you just said sweet. You got way country twangy there.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. A Sweet 16.
Yeah. So if you completely busted on your big bracket, you had a chance to kind of redeem yourself for the Sweet 16 and then the Final Four as well, which you won a $100 Pluckers gift card.
Could I have won the Sweet 16?
You probably could have, but
I didn't enter. I didn't know if I didn't know if I could enter for that. I probably needed to after this. Well, anyway, Brittany, it's been great having you. Thanks for putting on a great promotion. You did a great job as always. Thanks for coming in. We're gonna grab a break and then we'll just we'll finish it. What are you looking at me? It's 4.
No.
It's 4:41. No, we're done here. We're done here, Muse.
She's here to announce the winner of you versus your mother.
Now, how do we know if this is legitimate? You could all be setting me up. I haven't seen any of these results. I mean, I'm just taking your word. What if she's lying?
I'm pretty trustworthy.
Well, I do believe that, actually. I've known you a very long time. Yep. I think we probably worked here as long.
15 years.
Yeah. We've been here, you've been here longer than I have.
Yeah.
Wow. Long time.
I'm old.
I've come to know you really well, good friend, and I believe you're trustworthy. I just think you're lying here because Muse is high and he put you up to it. It's 4:42. It's 4:42. He probably popped a gummy about 20 minutes ago and he said, hey, you know what'll give me the giggles? Give me some Cheetos and let's make fun of Scone. How about that? What do you think, Paul? Does that sound about right in this instance? With Muse over there?
It sounds about right for Muse.
Yeah, see.
I mean, I do love Cheetos and making fun of you. So
always on brand.
Yeah, I mean, that part is true.
Pop a gummy and it just accelerates both those things that you love. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it, Muse?
Oh, sometimes things that make too much sense aren't necessarily true. But
anyway, we'll grab a break. Nope, we're not. Nope. Yeah, I think we should grab a break and we'll do Tigers and the Pros next.
I think Brittany should announce what she came here to announce.
Yeah.
What did she come here to announce? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I have the results right here on my handy-dandy phone that no one else can see. I'm a very trustworthy person.
I don't know if I believe you.
Your mom, Mama Scone.
Yep.
Ended up
drum
with
roll over there.
Oh, your drum roll?
He's drum rolling.
Okay, 51 points for Mama Scone.
Okay.
And Mr. Matt Moscona over here ended up with 37. So Mama Scone not just beat you. She just drugged you across the ground.
Sheesh.
Hey, Muse, if you were a good producer and good at your job, you'd have some type of music going right now. Some type of laughing at me music, some celebration or something like that. You're bad at your job, Muse.
I hate to tell you, Muso beat you as well.
Well, everybody beat me this year.
Yeah, a lot of people beat you.
Here's my point, all right? Whenever I actually win this thing, why aren't y'all all parading through here like, hey, Scone, great job. Look at you, man. You beat everybody. How about that? No, you just come up here and you laugh at me when I lose. I don't ever get bouquets when I do well. I just get jeers when I lose. Is that how this goes?
It's part of it.
It's my show, and I'm getting jeered at on my show. What do you have to say for yourself? Nothing. Sitting over there in total silence.
Well, I mean, look, you don't get rewarded for things that should happen. You host a sports talk show every day.
I don't believe
you
that.
should beat your mother in a bracket challenge.
I mean, I just don't believe that. This is the second time now she's won. I mean, it's been 10 years.
And she knows nothing about basketball.
Oh, Britt, my mom doesn't she doesn't like the sound of shoes squeaking on the floor. She can't even watch it. She cannot even watch the sport. Knows nothing about anything. Like, she let to actually tell you how this is even worse this year, she didn't even pick the teams. She let my little niece and nephew, who are 6 and 3, or 6 and 4 now, like, pick for her. Just like randomly pick. They don't know. I mean, they don't even know. They just probably picked words that they thought sounded fun.
Your mom probably should be on this show because she not only beat you, she beat Gordy Rush. She beat your dad. She beat Hunt Palmer. She beat T-Bob. So she has beat a lot of people that are supposed to be, pretty good at sports. But.
See, now, Hunt's the one that should really surprise you, right?
Yeah.
Hunt's Mr. College basketball guy over here. And he got beat by my mom?
Hunt had 42 points.
Did my dad beat Hunt as well?
Your dad beat Hunt as well.
Sheesh.
Like, I don't feel bad anymore.
We should be laughing at Hunt right now.
Well, I am laughing at Hunt right now. That's what I'm doing. Hunt Palmer, laughing at you. We are laughing.
What a joke.
All right, Muse, do better at your job, by the way. Like, you're a producer. Give me some imaging. Give me some music going underneath. I mean, actually, it makes total sense. It's 4:46, so that gummy's starting to kick. So Muse is just sitting over there dreaming about his Cheetos. I get it. No worries.
Not 4:20 yet.
Cheetos are delicious.
I'm just projecting right now. Hang on. Mama Scone said she's available now. All right, I got a break, though, because I don't want to go too long. So we'll break. Muse still has to do Tigers and the Pros. Maybe we'll call my mom later and let her laugh at me. The wonderful and talented Brittany Rose, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Especially in short notice for laughing at me, but I can take it. Great
Always
job.
available for that.
Well, I can understand. Most people in this building are. But you did a great job putting on the bracket challenge. You always do. We appreciate you very much. Thanks for coming in.
Awesome.
All right, Mama Scone skunked me in the bracket challenge this year. She'll join us at some point coming up here to laugh at me. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
We are brought to you by Pluckers, Nicholson, and Bluebonnet. Dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. 28 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice-cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. It's at Pluckers. Hey, great opportunity to get by tonight. Why? LSU baseball against Nichols. If you're going to the game, pull on into Pluckers on Nicholson. Get a bite to eat before you go to the game. If you're going to the game, you want a bite to eat after, Pluckers is a great spot right there. As you're leaving the box, hang a right on Nicholson, and boom, it's right there on your left. Or if you want a place to watch the game, Tuesday is a great option because every Tuesday, 8:30, you got sports trivia with Hunt Palmer, the aforementioned Hunt Palmer, who lost to my mom and my dad in the bracket challenge this year. Obviously terrible at sports, obviously knows nothing about sports. So I don't know why he hosts sports trivia at Pluckers, but he does. So you can go win Pluckers gift cards, hang out with Hunt, eat some wings, drink some beer, and watch sports on TV. It's at Pluckers, where if you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
I'm Chris Nakamoto, and here's what I'm working on for my stories on WBRZ Channel 2 tonight. A preacher in East Baton Rouge Parish was locked up, accused of breaking the law and the word he's supposed to preach. Joshua Lamb allegedly stole $100,000 from his employer. Sheriff's deputies say the crime involved reimbursements that Joshua Lamb made to himself for months. His employer says those payments were illegal. I'm Chris Nakamoto from WBRZ. Watch more tonight on WBRZ Channel 2.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Each year, Guarantee Media hosts a radiothon to benefit Dreams Come True, the local organization that grants dreams to Louisiana kids suffering life-threatening illnesses and their families. We've interviewed these incredible kids, and their stories warm our hearts. And none of it would be possible without your help. So we're asking for your support in our effort to making more dreams come true. Each year, our Dreams Come True radiothon is powered by the Baton Rouge Clinic. Visit GuaranteeMedia.com to pledge your support today, and thank you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. We'll call Mama Scone shortly, I guess. Maybe I'll put it off even longer.
She deserves to have her voice heard in victory and to say her piece.
You deserve to shut the hell up.
She put a lot of work into that bracket.
No, she did.
She put a lot of work into that bracket.
She put no work. That's the point. She put no work whatsoever in the bracket.
The research that was done was extensive, and she got the dub.
But it's why we do the bracket challenges, for the one-off when I lose, so everybody can point and laugh at me. Or it's why we do the thing with Mama Scone. But we had no stakes this year.
No.
There's nothing on the line. Got to do better about coming up with something for the loser. Anyway, the guy who's always a loser, Musso, has Tigers in the pros.
Damn.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
You can't see me, Caitlin Clark. You're Caitlin Clark. I'm Angel Reese in this situation.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you just swatted it right back in your face.
I didn't lose to my mother in a bracket challenge. I actually beat your mom in the bracket challenge, unlike you and Hunt Palmer.
I'm going to take the clip of you saying I just beat your mom and
just
isolate that.
Splice it, put it everywhere.
That's like when Hester said, do you remember when Aretha Franklin died? He was like, that's awesome.
That was so bad.
When was that? That was when he was doing. That's when he was doing Hanging with Hester.
And Annie, I thought, right? Wasn't that Hester and Annie?
You can find this out.
It was, man. Social media got him good.
Aretha Franklin died. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Heard Aretha Franklin? Yeah, that's awesome. What?
Oh.
It's 2018.
It was either him. It might have been him and Flynn. Then it might have been flestering.
It was not. He was not with Hanny. That was whenever he was doing Hanging with Hester after AFR.
Oh,
and we would do Handoff Hester at the end of the show, and he'd come in for the final segment. I gotta go find that.
God, that was awesome. All right, Tigers in the pros.
In the pantheon of out of context comments, that is like top shelf.
It's good.
Oh, man.
It's good. Scary moment last night in the Orioles-Rangers game involving Josh Smith. First at bat of the game for Smith. Took a fastball off the face, left the game, went to the hospital, had some tests run. But the good news, Josh Smith earlier today tweeting out himself, "Thank you to everyone who reached out and sent prayers. I'm doing fine and will hopefully be back on the field soon. So great news after a really scary moment.
Yeah, I took it right on the cheek. That baseball didn't stand a chance, by the way. Tally high!
Alex Bregman broke out of his early season slump in a big way last night.
Did.
How about a 3-for-5 night for Breggy? 2 runs scored in the game as well. And the Astros fell, though, to the Tigers. Alex Lane got some action in the game out of the bullpen, did blow a save, unfortunately. 1 inning, 2 hits, a run it was earned, walked 1, and did not strike out.
You know who got him? Was Bregman.
Was Alex Bregman. Yes, he did. He did. Little LSU on LSU crime last night. We'll wrap it up with DJ LeMahieu and the New York Yankees. DJ not slumping to start the season at all, and that continued last night. He's hitting .308, mind you. 2 for 5, a triple in the first inning, was almost an inside the park home run, but can't make the first out at home plate. That the old adage. 2 for 5 for DJ, 2 runs scored.
Who was the final of that game?
The Yankees got the victory 8-1. They're playing the Phillies, who are about as good as Mississippi State. That's Tigers in the pros.
Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. For Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. It was fun. I was watching that game. I was watching when they broke it up. Where did my music go? Lee Michaels Fine.
We don't ever keep it for Lee Michaels.
Hey, Paulie, do we keep the music for Lee Michaels?
Sure.
Yeah, thought so. Yeah, we do. Now you missed the stab. I mean, you are
AFR.
so out of sorts today.
Do your live. Go away.
I mean, did you take an extra large gummy today? I mean, Muse, yeah, you are off today. Big way. You know who's never off? Michelle Weighing and Measurement. You need to recalibrate, Muse. You need to call Michelle. They calibrate enormous devices, so they can recalibrate you, Muse. You need to get back to center. You need to get a balanced scale. You need Michelle Weighing and Measurement. It's Michelle.com. Man, dozens of different industries that they serve. I always encourage you to go to the website because it's a great resource. Because so often with Michelle, people know that they sell and maintenance scales. You may not know all the other industries that they service, the other precision measurement devices that they can calibrate. They do all of that. And they've also got a great program whereby they're hiring. They got a great veteran assistant program for our military veterans as well as you transition out of life in the military and into civilian life. It's a great company. I'm proud to endorse them every single day. It's Michelle.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off new 2022 Jeep Gladiators and $8,000 off new 23 Jeep Grand Cherokees. All new Bayou automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of WR.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Former Cardinals Vice President Terry McDonough is accusing team owner Michael Bidwell of gross misconduct in an arbitration claim to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. McDonough alleges Bidwell pressured he and then head coach Steve Wilkes to use a burner phone to secretly remain in communication with GM Steve Keim, who was serving a 5-game team-imposed suspension after being arrested for extreme DUI. The Cardinals deny the allegations. Iowa star Caitlin Clark won the 2023 Wooden Award, given to the nation's most outstanding college basketball player. Among the topics she was asked about during today's appearance on SportsCenter, the gestures of LSU's Angel Reese and trash talking during the women's national title game. Any criticism of Reese is unwarranted, according to Clark.
We're all competitive. We all show our emotions in a different way. You know, Angel's tremendous player. I have nothing but respect for her. I love her game. The way she rebounds the ball, scores the ball, is absolutely incredible. You know, I'm a big fan of her and even the entire LSU team. You know, like I said, they played an amazing game. So, you know, I don't think there should be any criticism for what she did.
Iowa's Caitlin Clark.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they're making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Muse, we got a poll question up yet today? Huh? Got a poll question posted yet?
Not yet.
Oh, stunned. Paulie, are you
though.
stunned? Are you stunned that Muso hasn't posted a poll question yet?
Not one bit.
Wow. Shocker. Tell you what. Oh, I'm on a warpath today.
Should that be the poll question? Are you stunned?
Are you stunned?
that it took Muso to the third hour to post the poll question? I think we found it.
All right, let's go with it. We got to call Mama Scone, too. So I'm on a warpath today. Lost to Mama Scone in the bracket challenge.
Again.
For the second time ever in like a decade. And Muso is being a turd. And so I'm on a warpath today. I'm making sure we point out every mistake he makes. And there are plenty.
Matt, if there's one thing we've learned over the last 2 days, it's you're supposed to lose with class, right?
No.
No?
Not at all.
That's not?
No.
Oh, I thought that's what we had learned.
No.
Oh, okay,
no,
cool then.
That's what people say you're supposed to win with class.
Oh.
Right? It was the Angel Reese, the thing. Oh, class. By the way, man, like, a lot of those people who are criticizing Angel Reese are trying to backtrack now a little bit.
Of course they are.
And it's, I don't like to even, because when you talk about it, you give it more attention than it might otherwise get. Like, for example, if you live in a Twitter ecosystem, you probably saw Dave Portnoy's tweet, right? And for those that didn't, Dave Portnoy is like the founder of Barstool and everything, and he tweeted a vulgarity about Angel Reese. He called her a classless piece of expletive. And it's not even that he's doubled down on the take about it, but the point is, it's not even that you think the gesture was classless. It's that you called her a classless piece of exploit. Like, there's a way to point out if you don't like someone's mannerisms or the way that they behave in a situation. Like, there is an appropriate way to express that. And that is not what he did. Anyway, so I hate even talking about it, though, because just in talking about it, it gives it more credence and awareness than it otherwise might get. But that's the problem. Like, in what world is it okay to call a 20-year-old girl a classless piece of expletive because she won a championship and did You Can't See Me? Like, yeah, whatever. I'm giving it way more attention than it deserves. So, Tigers are champs. Parade tomorrow through LSU's campus at 6:30. They'll wrap up at the Maravich Center for 7 o'clock official celebration of the national champions, and it'll be a great day. And yes, Momma Scone beat me in the bracket challenge. We've got to call Momma Scone. So maybe we'll do that in 10 minutes. Todd McShay has put out a new mock draft. And I understand mock drafts are like, you know what? Everybody's got one. You know the same. Like opinions. Everybody's got one. But look, I mean, people put credence into what guys like McShay say, and I do, because not only are they good at their jobs, you're also plugged in. When you get to that level at a place like ESPN, there are people that talk to you. There are scouts and there are general managers and coaches that will talk to you. So I take what they say with a degree of credence. And so McShay put out his latest mock draft, and it's a 2-round mock draft. Every pick for the first 2 rounds. Interestingly, no LSU Tigers in the first 2 rounds. So no Kayshon Boutte, no B.J. Ojulari in this mock draft, which is a little surprising to see. But if you go 2 rounds without an LSU Tiger hearing their name called, that would be an oddity. We'll look for some historical perspective on that if that day comes. As for the Saints, McShay does have the Saints going defensive line at 29. I'm probably going to have to work hard to learn this name. Because if, in fact, the Saints do select this player, I'm going to have to learn this name. But it's defensive lineman from Northwestern, can play inside and out. Adetomiwa Adebaware. I think I nailed it. Maybe I didn't. Time will tell. But listen, we all understand, and McShay puts it in the write-up. Davenport, Onyemata, Tuttle have all signed elsewhere. Kentavious Street as well. You lost a boatload on the defensive line. He notes that the Saints were last in the NFL in pass rush win rate, 25th in run stop win rate. Here you have a hybrid edge guy that can play inside or out. 5 sacks, 10.5 tackles for loss. Every down starter in the NFL early in his career. That would be awesome if you went that direction. I want to say this again. The singular must, not even like want, need, how teams always differentiate between wants and needs. The defensive line for the New Orleans Saints is a must, an absolute, no doubt, indisputable must. You not only don't have production, you don't even have numbers at that spot. Despite the fact that you've signed a couple of guys in free agency, you have got to get defensive linemen. And if you're not going to get starting caliber players in free agency outside of what you've already done, you absolutely have got to draft a dominant interior player or someone that can be a dominant interior player. And the best spot you're going to be able to do that is at 29. So as long as the Saints go defensive line at 29, I really don't care what they do the rest of the draft, because literally every other position on the field, they have a need. The Saints need a receiver. The Saints need a true tight end. The Saints need offensive linemen. They need quarterback. They need defensive line. They need linebackers, corners, safeties. Like, you could pick any running backs, anybody else. They have needs. So I like what McShay has done. He's got him going with the defensive lineman out of Northwestern at 29 and coming back with pick 40 and taking Darnell Washington, the tight end out of Georgia. Now, the last mock draft McShay did, he had the Saints taking Darnell Washington at 29. So if you have a 6'7", 264-pound tight end who runs like a gazelle that can play a fixed, as a attached tight end that can also go catch passes. Yeah, give me that guy. I'd be pumped if the Saints ended up with those two picks, those two players with their first two picks. Now, the one caveat is I just don't know for sure that the Saints are going to stay at 29. As a matter of fact, Bill Barnwell recently did his what each team should do with their pick, and he has the Saints trading up. And that wouldn't surprise me at all, because that's what the Saints do. They trade up. They don't stay pat. They move up. They get aggressive. There's a player they like, they move up. And they're in almost the exact position they were in 2018 when they drafted Marcus Davenport. When they took Davenport, the Saints had this 27th pick in the draft. This year they have the 29th. That year they had the 27th pick in the draft, and they moved up to 14. Remember what they gave up for it? They gave up a 5 and the next year's 1. So they basically swapped 27 and 14, and to move up, they gave up that year's 5th-round pick and the next year's 1st-round pick. So look at what the Saints have this year. They've got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 2 5s because of the C.J. Gardner-Johnson trade, and then 2 7s. One of the 7 is because of is a compensatory pick. So you got 8 draft picks, including 2 5th-round picks. It is totally conceivable the Saints can do the exact same thing they did in the Marcus Davenport trade, which was trade that year's 5, which you've got 2 of them this year, and the next year's 1. And oh, by the way, you're essentially getting another 1st-round pick this year because of Trevor Pennick. I know that's an asterisk caveat and all that stuff, but you took 2 1st-round players last year, and you really only used one of them, Chris Olave, because of Pennick's injury, and he was out until the end of November. So this, in many ways, is kind of like a rookie year for Trevor Pennick, and then you'll have another player that you take in round 1, be it at 29 or if you move up. So I'm just saying, file that away. The Saints, in almost this exact spot back in 2018, moved up to the middle of round 1 and got a player they really liked. Could you see a player hovering somewhere in the teens that New Orleans really likes? It was Nolan Smith of Georgia falling a little bit. Do you see Miles Murphy, the defensive end from Clemson, still sitting on the board? You could see a scenario, and you likely will see a scenario, where there's a player that most teams have going top 10 who starts to slip a little bit, and maybe the Saints see great value and they go get him. Would not rule that out of the possible scenarios for New Orleans. If they stand pat at 29 and 40, I like what McShay has them doing. Defensive line, tight end. Great. But I wouldn't be stunned to see him move up either. There's precedent for the Saints doing it in almost the exact same situation, and it's a year where they've got the collateral to do it if they wanted to. All right. Let me knock out a break. When we come back, I guess we can call Momma Scone. I love Momma Scone. Don't misunderstand. I'm not hemming and hawing because I talked to my mom. It's just, she beat me in the bracket challenge. Hate losing. And Muse, your hat is stupid, too. Don't ever wear that hat in here again.
I like this hat. It was a gift.
Your hat is a terrible hat.
It's a good hat.
No, it's a bad hat.
It was a gift.
Whoever gave you that gift is the worst.
Whoa.
Worst gift giver ever. Who gave you that hat?
My best friend gave me this.
Yeah, your best friend's a terrible gift giver.
It's not true. It's a great hat.
It's a terrible hat. Poop hat.
Poop
hat.
Damn it.
I got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, it's after further review.
AFR.
Brought to you by ProCharge, ProChargeEV.com. Hey, if you have been hearing me talk about ProCharge and you're interested in a free EV charger for your business, ProCharge is making that happen. ProCharge this month, in April, is giving away 3 EV chargers with the installation included. No catch, completely free this month to a business, or 3 different businesses in the Baton Rouge area. So log on, prochargeev.com. It's easy, prochargeev.com. At the top of the page, you'll see where it says Charger Giveaway. Just tap that link, and you'll see the very easy-to-fill-out form to enter to win. 3 lucky business owners are going to have EV chargers installed for free at their business at the end of this month. It could be yours. If you're not a business owner but know someone who is, send them this link. Go to prochargeev.com. Do it right now, prochargeev.com, and hit the Charger Giveaway tab.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of WR.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, time to face the music. Let's call Momma Scone. Bracket challenge came and went. We do it every year. We have a bracket challenge with me and my mom. Yeah, go ahead if you would, there, Muse. Let's give Momma Scone a call. Just didn't go your boy's way. Not only did Momma Scone win. You all right over there, bro? You all right? Okay. Just a long dial tone. I get it. Everything's just a little delayed. You know. All right, here comes Momma Scone.
Hello?
Hey, Momma Scone.
Hi.
What's up?
Oh, nothing much.
Cool. All right, well, good talking to you, Mom. We'll see you later. Have a good one. Have a good rest of your day out there.
Are we on the air?
Yeah, we're on the air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't say that.
Well, whatever, Mom. I'm just a little salty right now, okay?
Why, because I beat you?
And for the second time in bracket challenge history, you beat me. You had 51 points.
Mm-hmm.
I had 37 points.
Oh, you're pitiful.
I mean, my own mom called me pitiful. Yeah, you want to hear something?
I mean, you're supposed to be a sports guy.
But the whole point of this bracket challenge, Mom, is what?
I know, to show people that anybody can pick winners or whatever.
Yes.
You don't have to know anything about basketball.
Can we please recap, by the way? Do you even know who played for the national championship?
Not really.
Do you want to guess?
I know who played for the women.
Not interested in that in this moment. Do you know who played for the men's national championship last night?
I did hear it, but I can't remember who it was.
Okay,
No.
it was UConn who won it.
Oh, yeah, they won. That's
And
right.
do you remember who they played and who they beat?
No.
Yeah, it was San Diego State. Any idea who San Diego State's mascot is? Muse, please keep that going, please. Come on now. Like, what are we doing here, Muse? I mean, it's not. Oh my God, I tell you, Mom, good help is so hard to find. You know, I don't know how I do it over here with this guy every day. I'm salty. I'm salty today. So, you had 51 points. You came in 50th place overall in the whole bracket challenge. Gordy Rush had 49 points. So you beat Gordy.
Okay.
Dad had 46. You beat Dad as well. You beat Hunt Palmer, T-Bob, and me. Crank it up for Mama Scone.
Yeah.
Mom is the Alexis Morris of bracket challenges this year, at least the AFR bracket challenge. Mom is the Angel Reese, the Kim Mulkey. Kim Mulkey's got 4 titles. You only have 2, so you're not Kim Mulkey. Not getting it. So did you feel good when you were watching every game of this tournament? You sweating it out every game that you knew you were climbing up the bracket challenge?
No, I didn't watch any games.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all, actually.
I did watch the women's game.
Yeah, I'm not interested in talking about that, Mom. We're talking about the bracket challenge right now is what we're doing. And how you won the bracket challenge.
I know.
And how you were so locked in to the Sweet 16 this year. Let me tell you, Mom, what was your favorite Sweet 16 game this year?
I have no clue who
Yeah,
played.
no kidding. I'm shocked by that. Do you even know who made the Final Four?
No.
Oh,
Well,
look at
I
that.
guess it was UConn and San Diego State.
They were 2 of them. You know who
There
they
were
beat?
2
Who
of
the other 2 were?
No.
Yeah, great. Mom knows a ton of. This is
Did
basketball
Gonzaga make it?
fan Mama Scone. No, Gonzaga didn't make it.
Okay. Well, I just like to say Gonzaga.
I know
so.
you like to say Gonzaga.
I know. It's a good thing we didn't really decide on a bet, huh?
Yeah, I know. We didn't have any stakes in this wager.
No, it's just for fun.
Was there anything that you would have liked to have had be our bet?
No, not really.
Well, next year,
bragging rights.
Next year we will for sure have something because you're not due to win again for like another 5 years or so. About
How
once.
many years have we done this now?
Probably about 10 years, and this is the second time you win. So about every 5 years you win. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's been about that long. I mean, we can go all the way back to.
I know you were in the old studio.
I know we were down there because you came and co-hosted the show one time.
I did. That's because that was the year I won.
Well, remember when maybe the first year you lost, we went to Pluckers and you ate a hot wing.
Oh, I know, the hot wings. Oh my gosh, it was so hot.
I know. Well, all right. So you watched the women's game, even though you hate. Oh, by the way, the women are the champions. Crank it up, you. Oh yeah.
I love it.
So, what did you like the most about the women's game, Mom?
That it was kind of back and forth. At first it was back and forth.
Yeah, they led by 17 at half. It wasn't really back and forth.
Well,
they pretty much dominated the entire game.
No, they didn't. But anyway,
they were up 17 at half.
I know, but then Iowa came back and was closing in. It was.
They got within 7.
Close. Yeah, it was getting closer. So
but it was not
can happen.
That is not the definition of back and forth, Mom.
Okay, well, I thought in the first quarter it was back and forth.
A little bit in the first quarter. LSU turned the ball over. Like the first 90 seconds, LSU turned the ball over a little bit. There was that. But then they just started bombing threes, and then it was like, all right, ball game.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite player?
But it was good. I don't really have a favorite player. I don't know him to have a favorite player. But
what did you think about Bayou Barbie doing the You Can't See Me?
Well, I didn't like that either one of them did it, honestly. But because the other girl did it too. She did it first.
Yes, she did.
The Iowa girl.
Yes.
But to me, I don't know.
Okay.
That's not necessary.
Where's the mute?
Where's what?
Muse. Muse is just on a different island today. There we go. Waiting on our butt music or our bed music. It went out. Muse is over there popping gummies and brownies, Mom.
Oh, okay.
He likes to smoke a J.
Don't listen to him.
Muse likes to smoke a J.
Do not listen to him.
Eat a little hash brownie.
I never believe anything he says, so it doesn't matter.
I hope you beat him again next year.
Thank you.
He brought it on himself, Mom. I was just going to let this go quietly, and then he just had to go and text Brittany and get the results and then bring her up here and then call you. And so, you know what? I'm just hammering him today.
Yeah.
Salt in the wound.
You're just a sore loser.
You can't see me. How about that?
I can't what?
You can't see. Mom, it's the hand gesture in the face that the two girls do. Right? You can't see me. Yes, okay.
Okay, I'm a little slow.
I know that, Mom. You're slow, you're old. It's okay. That's all.
I know, I'm old.
All right, well, congrats on your win. Sorry you don't actually get to win anything, though. Maybe next year you can come up with something for us to bet. So, I'll win
you thought I was going to be get the last place prize, remember?
Well, Mom, you picked Missouri to win the national championship. It was not a good decision.
No, didn't I pick Gonzaga?
No, you had maybe in the championship game, but you had Missouri.
I don't think so. I'm going to have to go. I printed out my bracket. I'm going to have to go find it. Look.
Okay.
I thought I had Gonzaga winning it all. But anyway, whatever.
Well, that would have been a better bet than Missouri. But you had Missouri in the championship game.
Okay.
I know you did that. So. Anyway.
All right.
Well, Mom, congrats on your win. We'll talk to you another half decade when you win again.
Okay, buddy.
All right. Have a great day.
All right,
love you too.
Okay.
That's Mama Scone. Mama Scone with the bragging rights won our bracket challenge this year. So, I'll tell you, once about every time, that's the point we started doing it, was to prove you need know nothing. I would say the person on our staff who knows the most about college basketball would be Hunt Palmer. Is that fair? Can we agree on that?
Yeah, that's fair.
And
Hunt or Jimmy?
My mom don't leave out Hester either. Hester gets all the Jake out.
Mid-majors, bro.
He knows his mid-majors for sure. He's locked into that. My mom beat Hunt.
Yep.
I'm really at peace with if my mom beat Hunt. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's good. I get it. But next year, Muse, when I win the bracket challenge, I'm like leading all the standings and everything. I want bouquets. That's what I want.
That's not how it works.
If you're going to kick me when I'm down, got to praise me when I'm up.
Hannah Griff won it this year. The staff won. He's not getting any bouquets.
He's also not getting criticized when he loses.
We didn't lose. We don't know that.
In years past, when he loses, he's not getting criticized.
Did he beat your mom in those years past that?
I don't know. But if we're going to criticize me when I lose, I got to get praised when I win. It's only fair. It's a two-way street. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Muse.
I hate that saying because yes, you can. Everyone does.
The way
it's like your cake.
No, I know, but the meaning of the saying is that you can't have the cake and just have the cake, this beautiful cake to look at, and eat it too. Because once you eat it, the cake's gone. That's the meaning of the saying. I don't like the saying either, but that is the I don't know who just wants to have a cake. Like, what's the point of having the cake?
Yeah, you're gonna eat it. Exactly.
You want to eat the cake.
You're just gonna let it get stale? What the hell's the matter with you?
I don't know. I agree. Especially when you put your hash brownies in the cake. It's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. Stick around, Saber.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by River Cities 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. Love sharing 5-star Google reviews. This one came in from Tyler, who said, Darren, the technician, was on time and efficient. He explained everything in a manner I could understand. Great experience. Thanks, River Cities 1 Hour Air. Another 5-star Google review. And I want to remind you again, the preseason AC tune-up It ain't going to last forever, y'all. But this is the perfect time to call River City's 1 Hour Air, get it scheduled. They'll come out to the house, mention the Moscona special, just mention the show, and they'll knock $25 off the preseason AC tune-up. Get this done. If you want to extend the life of your unit, think of this as like an oil change for your car. It's that preventative maintenance for your AC. You want to extend the life of the unit, make sure it's running efficiently and won't break down during the hot summer months. Call River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP on select new 2022 Ford F-150 trucks. $10,000 off plus 0% financing. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Each year, Guarantee Media hosts a radiothon to benefit Dreams Come True, the local organization that grants dreams to Louisiana kids suffering life-threatening illnesses and their families. We've interviewed these incredible kids, and their stories warm our hearts. And none of it would be possible without your help. So we're asking for your support in our effort to making more dreams come true. Each year, our Dreams Come True radiothon is powered by the Baton Rouge Clinic. Visit GuaranteeMedia.com to pledge your support today, and thank you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of WR.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, LSU is going to take on Nichols tonight at the box as the Tigers have gained in a quick turnaround here. I love what I know we've talked about this in the past, but I really like what the what the SEC has done on Easter weekend, going to Thursday, Friday, Saturday series across the board. It allows everyone the opportunity to have the Easter weekend, the Easter holiday, or Easter Sunday to be with family and have that day off. So there's just a lot of Easters I can remember. Our family, everybody has their Easter tradition. Our family has always done a big crawfish boil for the whole family, and boiling crawfish and listening to the LSU baseball game, on the radio. But I like that they're going Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and kind of peeking a little bit at the weather in Columbia. There is a chance for rain on Friday and Saturday in Columbia. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that as we look ahead to the weekend. But the most important thing, I think we would all agree, is get Paul Skenes a start. And we've seen 2 starts already affected by weather. The season opener, they moved up because it was cold. And then the opener of the Arkansas series a couple of Fridays ago, they moved up because of the threat of rain. I'll say it again. The worst thing that could possibly happen is you start a game with Paul Skenes on the mound and it gets stopped because of weather, and then you've burned him for the weekend. So let's hope the weather stays nice for the Thursday game. Skenes can go and shove the way he has. But a quick turnaround, right? I mean, you're going to play tonight, and you'll travel tomorrow, and then you'll play on Thursday up in Columbia. But the issue at hand first is LSU to take on Nichols tonight. They're at the box. Jay Johnson on his radio show last night talked a little bit about what could come this weekend, and he was asked about Garrett Edwards and the possibility of Edwards starting on the weekend. Of course, a lot of people we've talked plenty about Sunday or the Game 3 starter with the issues that Thatcher Hurd's had the past couple of weeks. Here was Jay Johnson on Garrett Edwards.
I think he definitely could. I'm not closed off to anything, but I think when you look at his contribution, every game that he has pitched in, we have won. And the common thread is we've put him in the game when we've needed probably the biggest out of the game. And then in some of those, he's just extended long enough. So he's built up from a pitch count standpoint to be able to do that, but it's got to make sense. So if we were to win easily on a Thursday or Friday or games 1 and 2 of a series, and Garrett has sitting there and has not pitched, might be a possibility to do that. But right now we like him where he is, and we think that gives us the best chance to win the most games, and most importantly, win the close games, like the one we brought him in on Thursday.
It does give you a little bit of the mindset that Jay and Wes are using in considering their rotation, which I understand. I completely agree with. I mean, not that they need my approval, but just for the sake of the conversation, to elaborate a bit more, if you pencil in Garrett Edwards as your day 3 starter, or Griffin Herring, or name whatever player you think you'd like to see in that role, the problem with that is exactly what Jay just described. What if you're in a 4-3 game in the 8th, and they've got runners at 2nd and 3rd, and their best hitter coming up, and your guy on the bump is at the end of his rope, whoever it may be? Who do you want most in that spot? Well, right now you have to answer Garrett Edwards. Well, go get Garrett Edwards. Don't say, well, we can't put him in this spot because he's going to pitch on Sunday. No, go win the game right now. So if you get in a situation where you need to go lefty-lefty, you need to get your best left-handed arm out of the bullpen, you're going to get Griffin Herring right now. Like, that's the answer. So you don't say, well, we can't use him now because he's our Sunday guy. Like, if you blow out the first 2 opponents and Edwards hasn't pitched and you want him to start game 3, great. But it would stand to reason that the best approach, in the short term anyway, is leave Sunday or leave game 3 TBD. You know you got Skenes. You know you're going Floyd game 2. Leave game 3 TBD. And you address it when you get there with whatever you have available. But do what you got to do to win the first 2 games, and then see what's available when you get to game 3. Yes, the ideal situation is Thatcher Hurd figures it out. And maybe it's something where he's just not healthy enough right now. Maybe he's just still rounding into form. I don't know. I don't know if it's mechanical or if it's mental or whatever it may be. But they need to get him going right. But in the meantime, until they do, I think you just leave all options open in game 3. It kind of sounds like that may be where they're leaning right now. Jay Johnson was also asked about the Thursday, Friday, Saturday series and if there were any advantages there.
You know, playing the Thursday to the Saturday, it gives the players the Sunday off where they have an off day where they actually don't have to go to school as well and can kind of recover. And when you get in the middle of the season and guys' bodies are beat up, I think that's an advantage. I think it's a little bit different sometimes where you have 2 days where you have school days in the midst of a conference series. I like always having those at home. Like, so if I have my choice, the Thursday, Friday, Saturdays are home series, so you're not leaving early. This week's an exception, obviously, with Easter, and we'll adjust and do fine with that accordingly. But you know, the situation is the situation, and it's not always the situation or the thing. It's your attitude or how you think about the thing, whether it's an advantage or a disadvantage. And so in my messages to the players, I think we can use anything to our advantage, and I want them to think that way.
I love it. All right, LSU and Nichols tonight. The lineup has been posted. I'll get to that in just a second. We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, and online, you know where to find them at theantiagingclinics.com. Again, that's theantiagingclinics.com. I often talk about body contouring and their different services that they offer, the procedures that they offer. We've talked so much about VeloShape and UltraShape over the years. Well, the latest and greatest technology, which is now available, is at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. It's called Evolve X Body Contouring. And all this month, in April, they're offering limited time introductory pricing. So if you want, and by the way, one of the really cool things about it is it's got a hands-free design. So whereas like with VeloShape and UltraShape, you had to have a technician actually like standing there using the device on you. With this, it's intelligent, programmable technology. It reduces, if not eliminates, the patient-physician face-to-face contact during the process. So you can have even more privacy while you're doing the procedure. Anyway, it's Evolve X Body Contouring. It is the most advanced technology. And all this month, all throughout April, at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, limited time pricing. So find out more right now. Bluebonnet Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, online, theantiagingclinics.com, theantiagingclinics.com. Okay, lineup is posted for LSU and Nicholls, 6:30 first pitch. You'll hear it tonight on our sister station, Eagle 98.1. You can watch it on the SC Network Plus. Here you go. As I look at it, nothing too crazy here, except Milazzo is going to get the start behind the plate to give Brady Neal a night off. But here you go. Gavin Dugas will lead off and play second. Trey Morgan will play first and bat second. Dylan Cruz in center will bat third. Tommy White batting cleanup and playing third. Jared Jones back in the lineup as the DH will bat fifth. Josh Pearson in left tonight and batting sixth. Jordan Thompson batting seventh and playing short. Kling will be in right. He'll bat eighth. And Alex Milazzo will catch and bat ninth. Christian Little will get the start on the mound again for the second consecutive week. And I kind of like that. I know we discussed it a bit last week, but it just makes sense to give Christian Little the ball and have the opportunity to have a clean inning. What I mean is, maybe part of what caused his struggles coming out of the bullpen is when he's inheriting a jam. And you come out of the bullpen and you're pitching out of the stretch and you're considering a lot of other things, runners on base, instead of just going out of the windup, nobody on base, and just go pump strikes. So, a nice outing for Christian Little last week. Let's see if you can turn in another good one this week, because you'd love to see these guys who have all this supreme talent, like Little and Hurd. You'd love to see them get going so they can become key contributors for you out of the bullpen. It's nice to see guys like Griffin Herring emerge and develop the way he has recently. That's fantastic to see. Same with Garrett Edwards, who might be the best story of the year on the mound. All respect to Paul Skeens, understanding like what he's pacing toward, being a National Pitcher of the Year, Golden Spikes, all that sort of stuff. But, I mean, as far as what we weren't expecting, Garrett Edwards would certainly qualify, as he's a guy that had to earn a roster spot on this team, and now he's arguably your best arm out of the bullpen. One more, though, from Jay Johnson, who did talk about, on the coach's show last night, he was asked a little bit about the bullpen and its evolution.
I think there's some evolving that's still taking place. And, obviously I'm disappointed we lost the game Saturday, but there was a couple of things that happened in that game that I think are positive for us moving forward. Bryce Collins is somebody I have a ton of faith in. He's got a great curveball, and the last two outings he pitched on Tuesday and then pitched on Saturday was really, really good. That's another piece we can add to the bullpen. We moved Gavin Guidry back to being a two-way player where he's pitching. He had a very clean ninth inning, got a weak contact out, fielded a bunt, got a strikeout. Those two guys, I think, can add a different dynamic to where we sit in the bullpen right now that can really, really propel us as we're going forward. I think you'll see those guys more. I think you'll see a guy like Micah Bucknam, he pitched on Tuesday nights, got really good stuff. So I think there's going to be some more contributors than you've seen to this point in the season.
Nights like this are a great opportunity to get those guys in the game. Let's see how they do. 6:30 first pitch for LSU and Nicholls. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out our final break of the show. We'll come back. Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks. Looking forward to getting Otter Locks in before we get out of here. See what the Otters bet on tonight. We'll see if we can get any tidbits on the handle and all the good stuff from the championship game last night. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. It is just time, y'all. If you love the springtime, this is the time to get by Clegg's Nursery. I know all the seasons have their own charm, but the springtime in this part of the country is what we live for. Before the oppressive heat comes and we've come out of the cold weather months, when everything starts coming back to life and when you're in the 70s and low 80s every single day and you can go get in the yard and just plant something. This Saturday it was so fun driving through the neighborhood a little bit and riding around with Drew and just hearing all the lawnmowers and the edgers and all your neighbors are out back in the lawn and in the garden planting stuff. And, man, it's just a great time to be outside. It's a great time to get by Clegg's Nursery. Any of their 4 locations, they've got full greenhouses with all the flowers you want. They got Johnny Naylor seeds. Remember, as you're doing your honeydews and you're cleaning up that yard, if you need something from the hardware store, Clegg's is partnered with True Value Hardware Store, so you can find it there as well. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Down the stretch, we come final segment here on a Tuesday edition of AFR. Remember, if you miss anything, AFR On Demand, presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org. Actually, was passing the Santa Maria Golf Course. They're redoing the nets at the driving range there. A lot of upgrades coming. I have some good news coming up later this month as well. Golf.breck.org. Okay. Muse did find in the treasure trove the thing for which we were searching, and it sounds like we will have time, I believe, to get to that. So first, though, we do it every day to wrap up the show. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. It's time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks, Presented by Lofton Staffing Services. At Lofton, we put people to work. Call us today at 924-0200 or go to lofton.jobs.
So we turn to the one and only incomparable and incomprehensible, the Oddfather himself, Jimmy Otter. How are you?
RBI sack fly, top of the first in Cincinnati. Ding,
I forgot to give it out. Oh, no.
Bases loaded, sack fly to right from Boom Boom Mancini. 1-0 cut.
Otter texted me at 4:55. It was the end of hour 2. We were scrambling trying to get the Mama Scone thing, and I totally forgot to give this, and I totally forgot to play it. But credit Otter, he did text. Cubs, Reds, run scored in the first inning, and it hit. So, congrats on your win, and shame on me. I didn't play it, didn't give it out.
More important than winners? Could you explain that again to your audience?
Can I what now?
Can you explain that to your audience? What's more important than winners?
Well, it's not that anything's more important than winners. It's just that when you're doing a radio show and you're trying to pull a bit together and there's other people in the building you're trying to bring in, and it was just it wasn't my priority in that moment, and I let it slip away, and I apologize.
You want distractions? I introduce you Charles Barbrey, the Rooster, and Charlie Hannagriff and Ben Metz, okay? You want distractions? And God bless the Rooster soul.
God bless the Rooster, man. What a great... when Charles died, I said, man...
I heard you tribute. Very nice.
Well,
What
I said was like, if Charles Barbrey isn't in heaven today, then none of us got a shot.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? He was a great man.
Trust me, I'm praying for Charlie to be up there.
Oh, the Rooster is a great man. All right, well, we got anything else tonight, Otter?
I got a little plus 381 parlay that we're going to put that winnings on the Cubbies. Keep in mind, first inning yeses yesterday. A lot of people like to play the nose.
Okay.
Yesterday, it was a sneaky full day in the MLB schedule with the National Championship game. They went 11-4. They're now 12-4 with this one. I didn't check the Padres line score to see if they went over. But the overs in general, Matt, we're talking about the new rules, 13-1-1 yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Padres game goes way over, so that's a 14-1-1. I'm still leaning toward the trend of the overs tonight in most games because you're dealing with first-time starters way on the back end of the rotation. Like Nestor Cortez did throw again last night. You're going to have a couple of the like Bieber is throwing for Cleveland tonight, Castillo for Seattle. But a lot of these teams are not bringing back their starter.
Your guy Nick Pavetta's pitching tonight.
That's where one of our picks is.
Okay, all right, what we got?
4 for 4 Fenway overs. I know that Musso's well aware of that, and they ain't even close. They scored 9 games in the first 3 games in that 2 out of 3 series win against Baltimore, that Thursday, Saturday, Sunday series. And in Boston and Pittsburgh again last night, these are 2 pitchers that are on the back end of their rotation. Keep in mind with all these overs as well, the bullpens are a little bit taxed also. So everything adds up. I'm watching the Arizona 8th inning. They had 4 stolen bases in the inning, including a double steal and a wild pickoff attempt in the 8th inning alone to give them a 4 run. So in key times, they're rolling, man, because it's a big advantage to the base runners when they're trying to steal. Yankees, Cleveland, Seattle. Speaking of the team, winless Phillies back into their bullpen. Yankees, that's not a good spot to be in. Going into Yankee Stadium, Domingo Germán for the Yankees is solid. We'll take their Bieber against the A's. How about the A's game last night? 12-11, 4-1 start for the Guardians. They're in there. And in Seattle, Castillo was almost perfect in his first start of the season. He went 6. He'll probably go 7+ tonight. So that parlay pays plus 381.
Oh, wait, so no Boston?
Boston over. Boston over by itself.
Oh, the Boston over. Okay, then. Yeah. Okay, Yankees, Cleveland, and Seattle is the money line parlay you're rolling with.
Plus
okay,
381.
I misunderstood. I thought we were doing a parlay of the overs. Okay, my fault. Okay. All right, so Boston over, and was at 9 I'm looking at?
Yes, 9.
All right, Boston over in 9, and then Yankees, Cleveland, and Seattle money line parlay. Where are you, Otter?
We're at the OZ place. You really feeling it? Bet that the Red Sox get the over by themselves tonight.
Okay.
You get that line. That should be pricey, but a lot of run in Major League Baseball. Again, 14-1-1 over streak right now. We're at the OZ place on Government Street, right down the street in the Crown Town room. Well, we've got Masters picks starting tonight with Paul Stone, Brady Cannon, and Matt Humans. Giving out Masters picks heavily the next 2 nights.
All right, Otter, have a great show. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, man. Be well. Brought to you by Mold Zero USA, mold-0usa.com. You know where to find them. If you have mold or think you might have mold, don't go cutting sheetrock. Don't go pulling out carpet. Don't go moving your whole family and your life away. Just call Mold Zero. They'll come in. They'll spray their non-toxic patented dry fog, your home, your office building, churches, schools, whatever. It's Mold Zero USA. Learn how you can save thousands on this mold and remediation treatment. It's Mold Zero USA. Mold-0usa.com. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, all of South Louisiana. Mold-0usa.com. All right, Muse, you found it. Set it up.
This is Handoff Hester back in August of 2018, the day that Aretha Franklin passed away.
Are you mad that Aretha Franklin died today?
No, I think that's awesome.
Got him.
The brain saved it. Oh,
yeah,
my
he did.
God. I wish we had time to give context.
It lives forever.
Did Elvis and Aretha die on the same day? Was that the thing?
I'm pretty sure that's what he thought.
And so Esther's a huge Elvis fan. I was like, you mad that Aretha died on this day? So the context matters, but it's so much better without context. All right, Muse, Paulie, thanks. Y'all have a great day.
AFR.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.